What do you hear? What do you say? 604 Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, off and running. Brian here with you, Bree Lynn producing. We are starting you off at 70 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge to kick off the show this morning from the 180 Pros studio. 180 Pros, not your IT provider, your IT partner. Learn more at 180pros.com. Looking at the rundown for today. We're going to clear up some misinformation from with DOTD, I should say. Rodney Mallett going to join us at 6:50. After that, we're prepping for Monday, y'all. Monday's the opening of the 2026 legislative session. Tim Temple's going to join us, talk about things from an insurance front. Anna Johnson's going to join us. We're going to kind of step back, zoom out, if you will, get a full overview. And State Representative Mike Bayham in the 8 o'clock hour. That's where we're at when it comes to the legislative session. Also, the folks from Manship are going to stop by in the 8 o'clock hour. And, well, Foodie Friday coming your way with an absolute favorite in the house, Miss Stephanie Ferries from Zealand Street. And I don't even know what she's bringing. I don't even know what we're eating today. I said, let's go Lenten. She said,
something
cool.
Seafood.
Well, yeah. I said something Lenten. She said, cool. So I trust her implicitly. That's
I'm excited.
It's been a couple weeks since, it's been about 3 weeks since I've been over to Zealand. So
I've never been.
What?
Something for a treat. Yeah, I've never been.
Oh, I don't want to say the best kept secret in Baton Rouge because everybody knows about it, but like maybe the most
underrated, underappreciated, not underrated, underappreciated,
properly rated, underattended. You know?
Okay.
Where they're at, like where she's at over there off of is that Perkins at that point? It's Perkins, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
yeah.
Zealand and Perkins, and right before the big overpass.
Okay.
If you're going from, like, say you go up Government Street, make a right on Park, then a left on that's Perkins there. So anyway, I no clue what she's cooking, but I know we're gonna love it. So all right, let's get started. Top stories and trending. On the heels of planting 75 trees by the 10-12 split, Baton Rouge Green announced yesterday they planted 81 trees at the median of Starring Lane between, or I should say on the median, of Starring Lane between Perkins and Highland Road this week. Greater Baton Rouge Economic Partnership announced ProofWorks. We've been talking about this a little bit over the last week. ProofWorks is a facility for tech startups and other technology companies to move from research and development and production and market deployment. ProofWorks is designed to help companies with advancing technologies. They listed carbon capture in the story, but it's a lot more than that. It's basically if they've got something, if they're running the mix between technology and actually building out a product as well. Officials say it will address the critical gap that exists between early stage research and early prototype testing for carbon utilization technologies. That's one aspect of it. It's in between the training wheels and the 10-speed bike is what it is. The location is the former Tin Roof Brewery off Nicholson, and it is part of it's one of the new Fast Sites program as well. Former high-ranking corrections officer at Elaine Hunt Correctional Center was arrested for allegedly having sex with an inmate and giving birth to twins. Major Frances Smith turned herself into the Iberville Parish Sheriff's Office on Thursday. She allegedly gave birth to the twins in fall. That is horribly written. A birth isn't alleged.
I'm just looking at you the whole time you're reading a story right now.
She gave birth to the twins fall of last year. A kindergartner brought a handgun to school after her mom put it in her backpack Thursday morning, according to the sheriff's office. EBRSO in Baton Rouge Foreign Language Academic Immersion Magnet Elementary Flame Elementary School administrators found a pink Glock handgun containing 10 rounds of ammunition in the child's backpack after she showed it to another student. The mom, 36-year-old Venetia McRae, was arrested.
You got your homework? You got your pencil?
I got my homework right here.
I know. And bring your gun.
State police troopers are investigating after a Gonzales police officer shot a person along South John Avenue. According to LSP, the Gonzales Police Department requested assistance from the agency's Bureau of Investigations around 11 o'clock last night to investigate the shooting. One person was injured, hospitalized with minor injuries. According to LSP, no officers were harmed during the incident. you got?
U.S. Central Command says the net's part of Operation Epic Fury. I love that.
Yeah.
Love that name. Will focus on trying to systematically dismantle Iran's missile production capability.
Fox News Rundown was saying this morning that last night was like the most destruction thus far, the busiest, I guess. They got a lot done in dismantling all of their capabilities. So,
well,
I wouldn't be shocked if this is not like this. I wouldn't be shocked if this is over before March is over.
Well, you were saying that it came from another reporter who talked to President Trump.
Jake Tapper.
Yes, in and out. He wants to be in and out. He doesn't want to draw this thing out.
Yeah.
A new study says the volume at which you play your workout music does not affect your workout.
Liar.
That's hard to believe.
Liar. Absolute liar. The study was done at UCLA, I believe. I want to say that's right. Anyway, they say they turned the music down in the gym and it didn't affect anybody at all. But I'm like, the music in the gym? No, boss. The music comes from the headphones.
Absolutely.
And it's got to be loud to drown out the music at the gym.
And also, I would like to know
everybody else's set list.
How many people did pre-workout? You know, the kind that made you like tingle? Because
I love the tingle.
I love the tingle too.
Wait, you do pre-workout?
Yes, I do.
What's your brand of choice?
It's that God, it has the label Alien or something like that. No, it's not Alien. It has the colorful, the white wrap and then in the blue sparkles around it's some alien head. I get it from
sparkles.
Yeah, I have to figure it out.
I'm laughing because there is no normal pre-workout.
I think it's always called Alien.
Okay, I like Nightmares. Nightmare. Or
you notice how they're all named like Alien.
Oh no, they're all yeah. There's Woke AF. There's Lit AF. I like Nightmare. I also like Hyde. HYD is in Jekyll and Hyde. So like
I know I get mine from the vitamin store, and I just walked in one day. I said, "Give me your best," and it has the sparkles in it with the white label. That's all I know.
All right, we should do a whole pre-workout thing at some point.
We should.
Yeah, that tingles everything.
It is. Don't forget about the daylight savings time this weekend. We spring forward Sunday night.
Saturday night
into Sunday morning.
Yeah, most of our clocks move up on their own. Like your iPhone, your watch, your smartwatch, they'll all move on. It's just the microwave.
Just the microwave,
just the microwave, and if you've got the old school alarm clock next to your bed.
I have one of those bookshelf clocks that I have to reset. Just so I don't always feel like looking at my phone. But yeah, turn your clocks. At least we get a longer. I'm looking forward to having the longer days.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, 7, 8 o'clock at night. You're like, yeah, I could go either way.
No, this will be your first legislative session on the show. Buckle up.
Oh God. Lord.
No, we have some fun. This is where the people who have signed up to serve the public, this is their opportunity to serve the public. This is what we do on the show. This is what I like talking about. I don't like talking politics. I like talking governance. Once they clock in, I'm
waiting for Moon to become unhinged.
Oh.
How you said last year.
Programming note, Monday. Here's the rundown, okay? We're going to do the show, and then Moon's going to do his show from inside the state capitol. Now, I don't know yet if we're in the governor's war room or the governor's press room, but we're going to be inside the state capitol on the 4th floor at some place, okay? If it's the war room, it's the 4.5 floor. But after, so we're going to run Moon 9 to 11. I know Moon runs till 12, but at 11 o'clock, we're going to pivot over and do a 2-hour pregame show. So we're going to walk you all the way up to the governor's opening address. The governor opens up the legislative session at roughly 1-ish. We'll walk you all the way up to it. Putting together a lineup of legislators right now. Just pop in and say hi. Just pop in, talk about, opening day, what they're working on. As that 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock is going on, that's when all the bills are being doled out to committee. That's when Speaker de Villiers is sending stuff to, this bill, insurance. This bill, Rev and Fisk. This bill's going there. Well, Rev and Fisk is the Senate. Anyway, while all that's going on, we're walking you up to the governor's opening address. All right, it is 6:13 at Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Due up for our first break in just a quick second. Got to remind you about Matherns. Tell you what, I'll probably be by Matherns before today is over. Why? Well, because I'm producing LSU women's basketball, and if I'm anywhere near campus, I'm stopping by Matherns, whether I'm picking up some lunch or, maybe just a big old bottle of water to take in the studio with me to stay hydrated. And no matter how large or small my purchase, I'm whipping out that app. They're scanning a little barcode, and I'm earning cash towards more groceries every time you shop. Oh, also on the app, you get all the deals of the week, all the specials of the week. Like, let's say you live out off Highland Road by Kenilworth. Well, Mathern's at Kenilworth is going to be your home base there. You get specials every single week. They're right there on the app. This week, it's $2 off a bag of Sonic Tater Tots. Oh, how good are Sonic Tater Tots? Yeah, they're available right now at Mathern's for $2 off if you've got the app. All right. And by the way, the app's also good for the downtown location, too. So download it today. It's the Mathern's Rewards app. So, yeah, sometimes my pre-workout, I like Nightmare. I like Hyde. I think my favorite is called F Your Kidneys.
No, here it is right here. Yeah, it has the sparkles on it. It's called Specimen Max Alien.
Specimen Max Alien.
Yep.
It
has the man doing this. High stem pre-workout. Galaxin Specimen Max is the name of the brand. But
so the pre-workout is only half the battle. The other half is like making sure your white fat turns to brown fat so you can use it as energy. And I don't have that in my workout. I need a second product. L-carnitine.
You also need your it's the beta alanine that gets this tickle. But why am I drawing a blank? God, somebody had a woman had me on it. It was I would put it in my water every morning. I'm drawing a blank, but it's like, and it's tasteless. And how am I drawing a blank? It's like some sort of amino acid, but it's something that you do in addition to
L-carnitine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Like Burn 2.0.
It's something else you use. This can bother me. Oh, Ghost. I do Ghost sometimes too.
So my hair is just completely gray now, right?
Yours?
Yeah.
You still have blonde going on in there. I would say it's blonde and gray.
Take a look at this picture. Well, that didn't do shit. See the guy in the blue jacket with his back to the camera?
That's great.
That's me. I'm the one in the blue jacket with his back to the camera.
Golly. You look old as shit here.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I do. That's my point.
I see. That's not how I see you, though. I see you having strawberry blonde, gray blonde going on.
Never been blonde either. Always been like a chestnut, like a brown. Oh. I got so much product in there though.
Maybe that's blonde.
Ooh, 618. That break was long. 618. Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. It is sports time. I'm telling you right now, this is going to span over two different segments because we got a lot of ground to cover here. I want to start you off with LSU baseball. If we can, let me pull up a clock to make sure I stay on time before we do this, though. LSU baseball's got their last series before conference play starts off this weekend. You know what? I want to make sure we do this to where we stay on time. Let's start off with women's basketball because that's what's going to happen first anyway. LSU women's basketball is in the SEC basketball tournament in Greenville, South Carolina. They are playing Oklahoma today. 1:30 is your tip-off time. 12:50 will be your on-air time right here on Talk 107.3 FM. Patrick Wright, Shida Williams will be on the call. Kim Mulkey and her Tigers are taking on Oklahoma, who beat Florida yesterday to advance. So Oklahoma's coming in. They're the 5 seed. They're going to be a tough out, to be sure, but they also played less than 24 hours ago. So looking forward to that. LSU and Oklahoma 1:30 today on Talk 107.3 FM. Now, coming up tomorrow, do we tell you what? We'll talk about men's basketball. We'll talk about baseball. And, golly, got some Saints news that breaks my heart a little bit, but Father Time's undefeated. So we'll talk about Cam Jordan as well. Right now, though, we're coming up at 6:20 at Talk 107.3 FM. Time for us to get the latest from the Fox Business Report. We'll take a quick break. I will have traffic, and then we'll dive back in for the rest of sports right after this on Talk 107.3 FM. She's such a bitch. Probably, but like it's just a bad read. But like, she couldn't sound like more heartless about losing her husband. My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband died. I don't really care. Okay. Muscle growth, reduce soreness, and delay workout fatigue. No, I want to burn fat. I used to think that every morning. Burn fat. Yeah, definitely the L-14. Yeah, you have enough muscle. Oh yeah, I'm not hurting on the muscle end. That's. I need to lose belly fat specifically. Somebody Google this L-carnitine like Ozempic. No. No, it's a thermogenic. All right, heading back to the Talk 107.3 Traffic Center. We will start off on the interstates as we always do. And you know what? Friday mornings tend to be a little bit more quiet in the 6 o'clock hour. I don't know if it's folks off to a later start or they just manage their schedules well or just they behave on a Friday. Either way, we're looking good. 12 westbound coming in from Livingston Parish. I'm not showing any delays at this point right now. It's, you're not going to have the road yourself, but close. 10 westbound coming in from Ascension Parish is looking good. Now, I can tell you that there was an earlier accident about 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. There was 10 Segan at 10 West. So that's technically off the interstate. But I'm not showing any delays as a result of it. 10 eastbound coming in from westbound looks good as well. On your surface streets, yeah, you had that accident, Segan at 10 westbound, but you also had an accident about 5 minutes ago. No, sorry, not an accident. A stalled vehicle on Dalrymple, right at Lakeshore, or right there by Washington is where you're gonna find that stalled vehicle. And then other than that, we're looking pretty good surface street wise. I'm not showing any other accidents at this time. So hopefully we can keep it that way. Let's keep a smooth running Friday morning there from the Talk 107.3 Traffic Center. LSU men's basketball at home tomorrow. They will be taking on Texas A&M. Yes, this will be a rematch. They've already played Texas A&M. If you rewind the SEC calendar all the way back to the opening of SEC play, LSU was at A&M. They lost 75-72, and this was their first game without DJ Thomas. This was a heck of a matchup, but obviously with a 75-72 loss, you can tell Tigers were kind of struggling on the offensive end, to be sure. Those offensive struggles have remained. As far as Texas A&M is concerned, their leading scorer is Rashawn Agee. And he led the way when LSU played them at Texas A&M. He had 15 points. That's just about his average all season long. Need to be on the lookout for him. He also leads their team in rebounds at 8.8 per game. He is kind of the catalyst of everything they do over there. Meanwhile, you're talking about teams that have gone in two different directions. Texas A&M, while they only beat LSU by 3 last time out, they've gone on to be 10-7 in conference play versus LSU's 3-14. So you're talking about, two different directions from the start of conference play. But nonetheless, they will be home in the Maravich Assembly Center tomorrow. Hopefully can squeeze out one more win for this team, at least one more win for this team before heading to the SEC tournament on the men's end. So tip-off time, 5 o'clock tomorrow night. Pre-game will start at 4:30 on our sister station, Eagle 98.1. After that, it will be off to Nashville, Tennessee for the SEC tournament. Now, as far as baseball is concerned, they're back at it. 6:30 this evening will be your first pitch. Coming off that tough loss at UL Lafayette. Obviously, the bats are a concern right now. Pitching, you had some struggles in the UL Lafayette game, but I think the batting struggles are a little bit more prevalent right now. That being said, as you get towards the end of non-conference play, or I should say, as you're getting closer to warming up for conference play, Coach Johnson talks about how losses like that one at UL Lafayette really help define who he can rely on as a player. Cut 16, please.
I know the 4 guys I'm going to go to now at this point in time. A little bit of an old skip style of you have 8. Doesn't mean we don't only have 7 or 8, but I know where we're headed, and I feel really good about that piece of it. With that, the position player side, we're going to have to continue to mix and match a little bit.
Of course, those 4 players he's talking about pitchers. Meanwhile, over the last 6 games, the Tigers are hitting an abysmal 209. Johnson says he plans to spend more time in the batting cages to help the Tigers snap out of the offensive slump.
I'm really going to go hands-on on the hitting thing more than I have probably in my time at LSU, even though it's my baby, like next level to help some of these guys out, because I believe we have good players that can play better offensive baseball than they are.
Now, in order for LSU to snap their offensive slump, Johnson says hitters have to do a better job of working opposing pitchers.
We need to get some sustained quality at bats, and it doesn't even have to mean hit after hit after hit. We need to create more free bases, and we need to hit some mistakes better.
Hit some mistakes better. I've got to wonder if that's going to mean not swinging at first pitches so often. Working counts will be a good thing, to be sure. Getting deeper into counts. The deeper you get into a count, the fewer innings a pitcher's going to be able to give you, right? That's just simple math. So, LSU baseball tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, of course, weather permitting. 6:30 your first pitch tonight, 6 p.m. tomorrow, 1 p.m. on Sunday, the 3-game set versus Sacramento State. This is the last weekend before conference play. Of course, LSU will take on Creighton on Tuesday, but then they head up to Vanderbilt, who I was learning yesterday is not as good as I thought they were. So that's your recap on LSU baseball. Now, over to the Saints, and got some audio courtesy of our news partners at Louisiana Radio Network. For the first time in his 15-year NFL career, Saints veteran defensive end Cam Jordan will test the free agency market. Ross Jackson, host of the Locked on Saints podcast, he's also with LouisianaSports.net, says even though Jordan didn't reach an agreement with the Saints yet, the team can still bring him back. Cut 13, please.
Not the end of his time in New Orleans officially, but certainly triggers a little bit of a potential here for the Saints to lose one of their mainstay players that's been here since that 2011 draft.
And one of the best of all time when it comes to just dudes in New Orleans. When it comes to the people and personalities that make the Saints special, Cam Jordan is one of those guys. Just like Drew Brees was one of those guys. I'm not comparing the two. They play two different positions on the scale of like greatest of all time and whatnot. Drew Brees is in a different world. But as far as member of the community is concerned, compared to how he plays on the field, Cam Jordan is elite in that respect. And I really, really hope they can get him back for one more year, just to get one more year out of him. Production-wise on the field, last year was phenomenal. He actually scaled back the number of downs that he played, but he had better production than he's had since 2021. He had 10.5 sacks last year, but he's getting up there in years, and Father Time is undefeated. Cut 14.
I do think it's a short-term contract, but as for what his market value will be in an average per year contract or anything like that, that's going to be tough to project here. And I think we're going to learn a lot about that over the course of next week as free agency opens up.
Which is a good thing to know now going into the draft, because you can evaluate players based off of need and, well, whether Cam Jordan's back for one more year or not, putting some emphasis on having someone opposite Chase Young is a good idea heading into this year's draft. We're at 6:30 at Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. We got news, we got traffic, we got weather. We'll talk a little legislative session and coastal lawsuits as well right after this. Ooh. I know what we're having now. So the menu should be crawfish etouffee, crawfish pies, and ahi tuna salad, which is what I order when I go over there. Yeah, and probably some lemon butter catfish, baked lemon butter catfish. I know. That's the sleepy time one. That's, yeah.
So is she located by Ivar's kind of?
Before that.
Okay.
So like Ivar's is as you come down the overpass, go back over the overpass by City Park.
Oh yeah.
Like in between Varsity Sports. She's one block away, half a block away from Varsity Sports.
Nope, I've never been there. I'm gonna have to go.
Oh, and it's the place. Everybody who's anybody's in there for breakfast. If you ever wanted to find former Commissioner of Administration Jay Darden, Scott Woodward is in there all the time. Lane Kiffin's daughters go there all the time. Like it's one of those. It's kind of like, you know how Phil's Oyster Bar is the place. This is the place. Like if Phil's is the place for dinner, this is the place for breakfast.
That's really cool. I always go to Frank's for breakfast because it's near the house.
Yeah. I don't think she opened on the weekends. I don't know. I haven't.
I think she is. Because I tagged her and I saw her menu a little briefly. No, I'm curious.
So she kind of became the de facto headquarters for Julia Letlow's campaign.
Really?
Yeah. For a hot minute, when they were first changing districts, before she announced for Senate, when they first, well, not Letlow's campaign, Letlow's office, when districts got revamped, I was friends with a couple of people on Letlow's staff, or am friends with a couple of people on Letlow's staff, and they're like, what's a good place for like a quick, lunch that's not gonna tear you down, I'm like, oh, you gotta go to Zealand Street. So they started like, no, you could, well, she puts an emphasis on the fresh ingredients and the healthier side of lunch. Like, so
she's open on Saturday.
But not Sunday. Yeah.
You know what? My parents are in town for the 20th party. I might have to date them tomorrow.
There you go.
That's amazing. I've heard of her, but I never. I'm sleeping on this place.
Oh, and you should pull up a YouTube.
Okay. What's the
Bruce Hornsby, Ecstatic. And
come back in with it?
no. Yes. Let me go grab this off the printer.
You turn Bonnie Ray?
We're gonna do something with this again on Monday. This song.
Ecstatic?
Yeah. Actually, do you know how to pull it up on the other computer so you can put the video up on the board?
Yeah.
Do that, please.
There you go.
So 636 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Gonna kind of news dump this segment real quick. We got a whole lot to cover here, and some newsy items and one item that I just can't get enough of at this point. Before we get you to the item I can't get enough of, getting this from our news partners at WBRZ, the Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport is conducting its tri-annual disaster simulation exercise tomorrow. The exercise, hosted by BTR Aircraft Rescue and Firefighting in coordination with participation from agencies like fire, law enforcement, and emergency medical services. The simulation is a federally required emergency preparedness drill conducted every 3 years at commercial service airports. The exercises simulate realistic emergency scenarios such as aircraft incidents or mass casualty events to test response plans, communication systems, and coordination among multiple responding agencies. So tomorrow at the airport, this is a drill. This is only a drill, right? I assume there will be some appearance of things going wrong. They are not going wrong. This is a drill. This is only a drill. Probably the best time for you to remind you, though, about the Baton Rouge Metro Airport. They're actually on my page right now. Flybtr.com is the website. If you wanted to swing by and get a look at how they handle response times and all that, they'll be out there tomorrow. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Don't do that. I mean, you don't have to check in and
live stream it.
Right. Yeah. No, we don't need a War of the Worlds scenario going on where our radio show turns into an emergency. No. But it's good to know though, with the airport that's in our backyard, they're going to be on top of it when it comes to an emergency because, hey, they practice. In the meanwhile, when you're making your flight plans, flybtr.com is available for you. Direct flight to and from our nation's capital every single day. It went out just a little while ago. We'll come back in the evening. Sends you right to Reagan National, right in the thick of it in D.C. So learn more at flybtr.com. All right, want to step away from news for just a quick second. All right, and I know I probably could like bump this to the end of the show, or bury it at the bottom of at the end of an hour. But I wanted to give a shout out to a listener named Gary. Not gonna give his last name. We're not like doxing people over here for cool stuff. But I got an email from Gary yesterday, and Gary said to me, he's actually very complimentary of the show. But Gary said, I was very surprised yesterday when a post popped up on Twitter from Bonnie Raitt saying how Bruce Hornsby had recruited the LSU women's basketball team to do the official music video for his new single, Ecstatic. I watched the video on YouTube, and the entire video is just the ladies in a gym at LSU. It's the practice facility, by the way. They're just dancing and acting silly. I can't believe I haven't heard about this from the local news media or LSU. I think you should talk about it on your show. Well, Gary asked and as promised, as delivered. Bruce Hornsby's Ecstatic. Hit it for me.
Move out the way, bro. Where's my mouse? Give me a minute. There we go.
You found, you did it. Raise your hand and did it. That's right. You found, you did it. Raise your hand and did it. That's right. You walked, you traveled and got caught. That's right. You walked, you traveled and got caught.
I want to hear that cheer at ball games.
Waking up, I'm waking up, I wake up jiving. Talk myself into it. Lie to myself, I tell myself about it. Thinking I've got something going, but I don't. Then I'm led into this place. You let me in, I got a shot for the work I've done. New paradigm shift takes place.
All right, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, just bring it down just a little bit. Keep it going, but bring it down a little bit. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, you're seeing the video over my left shoulder right there. Not really sold on the song. I mean, it's Bruce Hornsby, right? The way it is. Remember the way it is?
That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
yes.
that Bruce Hornsby. That's who we're talking about here. But the End of the Innocence, that's another one of his. It's just unbelievably awesome. Fields of Grey. That's the guy we're talking about here. The song, I'm not 100% sold on, but the video is just the LSU women's basketball team just goofing off.
I love it. Look at the ladies.
This is a special team.
Where's Kim? Does Kim make an appearance?
No, I don't. Well, I don't remember Kim making an appearance, but it's just the girls. They're just out there goofing.
Aww.
But look at. I know if you're not watching, the song is called "Ecstatic" by Bruce Hornsby. Go find the video on YouTube. This is a group of girls that they've got a special bond. And Coach Starkey talked about this. Coach Mulkey was actually recruiting during the last Kim Mulkey show. Coach Starkey talked about this. This group has a special bond off the court. It's tough not to be emotionally invested in this team. It's unbelievably difficult not to be emotionally invested in this team. So I'm like, I love the fact that we carry LSU women's basketball on this station.
You're about to cry.
I'm well up. I'm not gonna cry. I'm a well up. But look at them. And we're still. The whole video. The whole video was just them goofing together as a crew, as a team. That's just that complete bond like that. So.
Yes, Kim, to answer your question, because we are live on YouTube and Facebook, she says, is that him singing? Yes, it's Bruce Hornsby and Bonnie Raitt.
Yeah. You don't pronounce the T?
No.
I've always pronounced the T.
I always say Ray.
Ray?
Yeah, Ray.
Well, you kill it now because it's over. I don't want to have the commercial run. Okay, I've always said Bonnie Raitt. I guess I'm off on you're the one that's country, so I'll trust you on that one. But yeah, Bruce Hornsby. Right. So here's the thing, though. There's a second connection here that we might forget about. Bruce Hornsby has a connection to LSU already, not just his women's basketball team. Keith Hornsby played at LSU. So, and that wasn't that long ago. And he was good, too, especially from behind the three-point line. So, I don't know. This was just something cool that popped up. Wanted to step away from just the news cycle for a second because that's kind of awesome. I mean, it's not, it's not like it's going to be a chart-topping song and they're not going to go viral, but it was just fun. It was just Good
Friday for you.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. So, I don't know. Shout out to Gary for bringing that up. And I'm glad you did because I got to see it. And that was and hopefully we can share it a little bit. Maybe get a couple of YouTube numbers behind.
I was going to say, I know our poor YouTube numbers, but maybe I could put it on Facebook. I'll put it on Facebook for the listeners.
There you go. All right, perfect. Link it back. It just, as postseason starts for LSU women's basketball, it's just a cool little reminder. This is just, they're a special group of girls. So I just want the most for this team. It is 6:44 at Talk 107.3 FM. We really need to make a point to stay on time right here because we got Rodney Mallett coming up after the break. 6:45, we just rolled over. Tell you what, let's do here. Had a story from our news partners at Louisiana Radio Network. Governor Jeff Landry yesterday announced that the state is very close to settling lawsuits against ConocoPhillips that allege the energy company is responsible for damaging the state's coastal marshes, leading to land loss. Now, there are 42 such lawsuits pending. ConocoPhillips is named in 13 of them. Landry says coastal litigation has held up progress that the coast desperately needs. Cut 7.
It will put people to work. It will allow us to accelerate projects on our coastal communities. I've been waiting for far too long.
Well, it'll also cost oil and gas companies enough to break their backs to where they're not going to be able to be, business just won't be sustainable. Landry says the settlement calls for ConocoPhillips to give the state access to 150,000 acres of land that it owns and to unlock hundreds of millions of dollars in coastal investment.
It means access to these lands clears the way for major restoration efforts and helps secure nearly $480 million of federal funding.
Okay, well, so I'm willing to listen on that end. $500 million in federal funding. I'm here for that. Our coast needs it. Now, it's not clear where the federal funding comes from. The governor says Conoco will pay into the state's coastal trust fund. Landry says the settlement will allow for the state to move forward with a 94-mile coastal land project across Plaquemines and Terrebonne parishes, which would protect the Houma Thibodeau area. Cut 9.
I want to let the people of South Louisiana know that these are the deals that actually protect our coast. They're not just words. They're actually actions.
And we've seen actions that can protect the coast, actions that can rebuild the coast. I just don't want to do so on the backs of the people that have employed our neighbors for so long. Quick break. We got Rodney Mallett next.
Sorry, I couldn't see the little button at the bottom.
It's all good.
Good morning, Alan. How's your apartment hunting going? Hey, I don't have time to talk. I'm just making sure they're up okay. Okay. Hi, babies. Y'all have a good day. What, baby? I gotta go. What? Okay. I love y'all. Mama has to work. Have a good day, okay? All right, bye. But mom.
No, I get it.
Well, I gotta take. Okay, tell me later. Is Rodney coming in, or am I calling him?
He should be calling us.
Okay, I have his number. Hey, Rodney, good morning. Oh, we're doing good. Happy Friday to you. I know. We'll come to you in like 2 minutes, okay? Okay. Huh, that's interesting. So you don't really get to pick the city. They just approve or deny you. He's saying it's either going to be Baton Rouge, Gulfport, or Biloxi. They will send me approval or denial in the mail. That's cool. It's like you're going to the city.
Well, no, you make the request and they'll approve
you make
or deny
the request and they approve or deny.
Yeah, it's not like
it's not like the military.
Right. They're not sending you to a Barksdale. 6:52. Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Want to pivot real quick, talk about some construction going on the roads out in Ascension Parish. Want to welcome Rodney Mallett to the show. Rodney, how are you, man?
Doing good. Good morning, Brian. Happy Friday to you guys.
Happy Friday to you as well. There's a story the WAFB has, and I want to read a piece of the story and then have you pick it up and run with it, because in the story, WAFB, let me just start. Reading from WAFB, a stretch of Bluff Road in Ascension Parish will close to all traffic beginning Monday, March 9th, as the Louisiana Department of Transportation begins replacing failing culverts between Alligator Bayou Road and Serenity Lake Lane. DOTD officials hope to complete the project by May 4th. The closure has prompted frustration from residents and parents, some of whom have organized a petition on change.org requesting the state delay the project to find a temporary solution to address the issue now, then begin major construction after the end of the school year. Now, the story goes on from there to talk about how school routes are affected, carpools affected, buses are affected. They talk to the school system. They talk to the principals. They talk to parents. I could not help but notice that there was no quote from DOTD in the story, so I figured I'd get you on the phone because, 3 elementary buses, 3 middle school buses, and 2 Dutchtown High buses will be impacted by this per the story. So I figured let's hear from DOTD on this to kind of, make sure that all sides are covered.
Well, I do appreciate that because there is more to the story. But the problem is when we were doing the mill and overlay of Bluff Road and we were extending the box culverts for drainage, it became very apparent that the all 5 7x7 box culverts that are under that particular area have deteriorated so much that they need to be replaced. It's getting really close to a safety concern, but also because this project is still under contract, we have the contractor on site, we have the equipment on site. We can move at less expense than if we postponed it. But also, there's the safety factor of what could happen if we just, ignored these deteriorating box culverts. So, and also, let me tell you this: while we have our contractor there, and we're going to take these culverts out, this area tends to flood. It has sat underwater in 2016 and 2021 for weeks at a time. We're going to raise this to 21 inches. I mean, we're going to raise it 21 inches so it doesn't sit underwater. It doesn't flood. So while we do know, and we did take into consideration the inconvenience, the safety factor and the flooding factor, and the factor that we have the materials and the people that we need on site, led to us to go ahead and make that decision to go ahead and move forward with this project now. And I want you to know that we do not close roads just for the heck of it. We really take into consideration the inconvenience to the traveling public and to everyone,
Rodney Mallett from DOTD is on with us for just a couple more minutes here. I want to get an update on a story on Bluff Road out of Ascension Parish. Okay, Rodney, everything you told me about right there, or I should say, most of what you told me about right there, when you talk about, the potential of flooding. Okay, well, that we might or might not get a flood. I mean, that's iffy. As far as improvement's concerned, improvement can happen whenever. But what I heard from you right there was a safety factor with the deteriorating culverts that are underneath it right now. So can you give us a ranking? Because I know y'all weigh this stuff out as far as level of concern as to whether or not you're going to have a road fall out underneath you. So where is that on that scale?
Well, there was concern enough from the engineers in the field that they wanted to go ahead and move forward with it now. I mean, it's not a bridge ranking system, but it's one of those things where everything fell into place.
Don't say fell.
Where we are.
Sorry.
Good point. I didn't mean to use that word. Where everything. How about let's try this? Where everything worked out nicely.
There you go.
Because the culverts do need to be replaced. That area does need to be raised. And we do have the contractor and everything on site. So it meets all the criteria to move forward. And you're right. The safety concern is the number one concern. That's what we look for anytime we do a project, is what can we do to make this area safer. And there is no doubt that these culverts need to be replaced. And we did take into consideration the school hours and the inconvenience to the people who live over there.
Well, yeah, no doubt. And that's a fast growing area, to be sure. It probably has grown beyond its infrastructure as it stands right now. So I get their frustration on the front end, but I mean, it's all it takes is that one morning where something buckles and something falls. And now you're looking at, the nightmare scenario as opposed to just the inconvenience scenario.
That's exactly right. That's one of the things I tell people all the time. I would rather somebody be mad at me because they were inconvenienced than mad at me because something terrible happened, and so that's kind of what we're looking at in this situation. I don't think it's dire for the weekend or whatever, but we're working to the point where, it needs to be replaced. It's not going to get any better. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. We got a minute and a half left. What are the alternate routes? Do you know the alternate routes before folks hit Bluff Road on Monday?
I really don't know all of them, but I know that 74, 73, and Sebro are the ones that we're going to be watching very closely, because we have our signal technicians who are going to be watching the traffic, and we are going to adjust the signals as needed to help traffic flow the best we can. Until mid-May, when this thing is going to be completed.
He is Rodney Mallett from DOTD. Man, I appreciate a couple minutes to help clear things up a little bit. Thank you so much.
Anytime, Brian. You're the best. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Absolutely. Look, he gets it. I get it too. I would be frustrated if I were a parent, for sure. Well, I am a parent, but if I would be frustrated if the roads to my kids' schools were shut down, or a road, and I had to wrap around, giving you a longer carpool, long line, a longer wait to get in the carpool. Carpool takes longer. It takes you longer to get to work. It takes you longer to get to work. You start your day behind. I mean, I understand it completely. But as soon as he said deteriorating underneath, kind of changes the game a little bit. So we'll get those updated routes and make sure they are incorporated in our news all Monday morning long. to, before you get out the house, know how to get around it, to be sure. We're coming up on our own news, ABC News, top of the hour. Hour 2 is coming up right after that. Tim Temple's going to be in studio. So will Anna Johnson. That's next. Can you? How has nobody created the meme yet that crosses over Kristi Noem getting fired to Old Yeller after she killed the dog?
I saw that yesterday. I was like, what?
No, she's my secretary, Paul. I'll do it.
Oh, boy. So what you
7:05, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Hour 2 coming your way right now. Brian here with you, Bree Lynn producing, starting off the 7 o'clock hour at 71 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge as we broadcast live from the 180 Pros studio. 180 Pros, not your IT provider, your IT partner. Insurance Commissioner Tim Temple slated to join us at 7:15. Anna Johnson from out in Livingston Parish Way going to join us. Not talking about our job with Livingston Parish, but talking about the upcoming legislative session. Can't wait to pick her brain a little bit. It's always fun when we preview the session with Anna. So a lot of session preview coming up this hour. Right now, though, we start you off with top stories and trending. On the heels of planting 75 trees by the 10-12 split, Baton Rouge Green announced yesterday they planted 81 trees at the median of Starring Lane between Perkins and Highland Roads this week. Greater Baton Rouge Economic Partnership announced ProofWorks, a facility for tech startups and technology companies to move from research and development into production and market deployment. This is going to be built out at the old Tin Roof Brewery. We talked about it a little bit yesterday when we were talking with Ileana Lede from LED. This is one of those fast sites program, one of those fast sites. So looking forward to good things coming right off of Nicholson Drive. A former high-ranking corrections officer at Elaine Hunt Correctional Center was arrested for allegedly having sex with an inmate and giving birth to twins. Major Frances Smith turned herself into the Iberville Parish Sheriff's Office on Thursday. She gave birth to those twins in the fall of last year.
Allegedly.
The story said allegedly, but if the twins are here, I'm guessing they weren't hatched. It's the birth isn't alleged.
It didn't come
the
down
birth
from
happened.
a stork.
What the story said, she allegedly gave birth to the twins in the fall of 2020.
Too.
Do you see kids? Okay, they were born. The birth is not alleged anymore.
I have twins too, allegedly.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, who's the daddy is the alleged, you know? And that's the alleged part. The birth isn't the alleged part. That was somebody writing a story that had legal, ramifications and just, I'm going to squeeze it allegedly in here just to make sure we're good. The twins were allegedly born.
Allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly. All right.
Let's allegedly move on to number 2. A kindergartner brought a handgun to school after her mom put it in her backpack Thursday morning, according to the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office. EBRSO and Flame, Baton Rouge Foreign Language Academic Immersion Magnet Elementary School administrators found a pink Glock handgun containing 10 rounds of ammunition in the child's backpack after she showed it to another student. The mom, 36-year-old Venetia McCrae, was arrested. State police troopers are investigating after a Gonzales police officer shot a person along South John Avenue. According to LSP, the Gonzales Police Department requested assistance from the agency's Bureau of Investigations around 11 o'clock last night to investigate the shooting that happened south of West Orris Roth Road. One person was injured, and hospitalized. There were minor injuries, though. No officers were harmed in the incident.
U.S. Central Command says the next part of Operation Epic Fury will focus on trying to systematically dismantle Iran's missile production capability.
So, yeah, Fox News rundown this morning. We heard from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock a.m. here. They were saying this morning that last night was productive as far as like the advancements on the attacks and whatnot. Is the busiest attack night that they've had in the 7 days they've been attacking.
I have a question, though. How big is this missile stockpile that Iran has? Because
that Iran has?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I know Pete Hegseth said this can go on. We can keep at this forever.
Ooh.
Our stockpile.
That's what I'm saying. The U.S. compared to Iran, no contest.
No contest. No, not even close.
A new study says the volume at which you play your workout music does not affect your workout. That's a lie.
It's a lie. This study, I don't know who came up with this study. It was somewhere out in L.A. But here's why it's a flawed study, okay? They turned down the volume of the gym. when you're working out, are you relying on the music at the gym or do you have your headphones on?
My husband, I don't know how he does it. He never has headphones. He'll listen to the music at the Y. Yeah, and I'm like, I gotta have it loud, like Metallica in my ear. You know?
So my choice of music's a little bit different, but yeah, I've got the Beats and they're full blast. Here's how it works out. If I'm doing if I'm on the treadmill, it's podcast. If I'm lifting, it's music.
See, I can't run to a podcast.
I do more walking than running.
Okay.
I got bad knees.
Okay.
I got bad knees.
Gotcha.
The walking is.
I don't believe this study. That's a lie.
No,
nuh-uh.
It's never the music in the gym. It's always the music in the headphones.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't forget about daylight savings time. We spring forward this weekend. I know we're not one of the states that, God bless, that they never change and they stay the same.
Well, I would like for none of us to change and just stay the same all the time. I'm more than willing to do it after we spring forward. I will lose an hour of my life to not have to deal with this anymore.
I don't get enough sleep as it is. Mm-hmm. Neither do you, Brian. So we're going to lose an hour this weekend.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
I could use that hour.
Bees what it bees. I know. We are at 7-11 at Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Got to remind you very quickly about the folks over at Industry Makes. IndustryMakes.org is their home base online. If you're wondering what Industry Makes does, I'm more than happy to share with you because, dadgummit, I pulled up the wrong part. Industry Makes is basically sorry, I was fighting that cough for as long as I could. Industry Makes is a united voice speaking up on behalf of those who provide the jobs and make the things that we use in our lives. The industries that are up and down the river, the manufacturing, the chemical, all of it up and down the river, this is their unified voice. There are thousands upon thousands of people stepping up and protesting at every single turn. No matter what it is they're doing, someone's going to protest and try to shoot them down. Well, this is our livelihood. This is the business we do and the products that we use, the things we consume. It's all made right here in Louisiana. Where's their voice? Who's speaking up for them? IndustryMakes.org. If you want to learn how to become an ambassador, they've got the ambassador toolkit right there. Want to read up on some news, some current issues and whatnot? They've got it all over there for you. IndustryMakes.org. Let others make noise. We'll make everything else.
Debbie says we have voted past the time bill, but our lawmakers.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Everybody's in agreement.
Yeah, agreement. Agreements is not a word, but agreement.
How did I end up in radio?
I don't know. Where's Tim at?
He's coming in, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to go see if he's outside?
I'm looking right now. He's not outside.
Well, shit. You got his number? Let me call him. I'll get you back into the show and I'll call him. I'm just calling him. Hey Tim, it's Brian Haldane, producer. We're just checking to see where you are.
7:15, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along, getting connected with Tim Temple. Getting connected with Tim Temple very shortly here as we are going to be previewing the legislative session. While I've got a minute, let me remind you about the folks over at 180pros. 180pros.com is the website. Not your IT provider. Your IT partner is 180pros. What does it mean? Well, first of all, it means that when you call, you have someone who answers, someone who's local, someone who's in the 225-330-2200. That's their phone number, 225, right here. It also means you're going to get same-day response time. Provided you're calling during business hours, they will come out the same day. Can't guarantee resolution in the same day, but can guarantee same-day response time. Also, they offer up simplified billing, which is unbelievably convenient to know that the rate you're paying is the rate you're paying, and you're not going to get nickeled and dimed left and right. 180pros.com. If you check them out there, you learn a lot more about being a partner, not a provider. It's a personal level of service that makes sure they've implemented the right solutions to achieve your business goals. They base their success off of your success. So when it comes to your networking, when it comes to your AI, when it comes to cybersecurity, you want to make sure you're covered. 180pros.com. All right, we got Tim going? Or no, we're still dialing and working on it. Okay. Want to get a preview of the legislative session from an insurance standpoint. He joins us once a month to bring us up to speed on his world when it comes to the world of insurance. But what are they working on at the state capitol? That's where we've got Tim Temple this morning. How are you, sir?
Hey, good morning, Brian. How are you today?
I'm doing very well this morning. All right, we kick things off on Monday. The session opens up on Monday. What are going to be your top priorities here?
Yeah, look, Brian, I want to continue the momentum that we've had over the last 2 years with trying to change the insurance marketplace, try and make it more competitive, try and bring in more companies, try and balance claims so that when they're handled quickly and timely by the insurance company, but they're also treated fairly by the laws and regulations here in Louisiana. So, we've got some bills on that. There's a lot of bills that have been filed at last Friday's deadline, so we're still actually combing through a lot of those to see, the good bills from the bad bills, and it's going to be, I think, another active session.
The number of headliner bills. I mean, we had a handful of headliner bills last year. And are we going to see that level of impact, or is this going to be a little bit more surgical this time around?
I think I would say it's going to be more surgical, but there are 2 bills, one with regards to the general damage cap. I believe that was filed in the Senate. So we're going to have that conversation again. There are other states that limit what are considered non-compensatory, meaning damages you can't calculate. Call it pain and suffering. I think that's the way most people think of it in their head. There's going to be a bill to talk about that. I think we need to have the conversation. And if the people of Louisiana decide they don't want to do that, then we move on. There's a bill. It's got a different name, but it was I think introduced last year as a revisionary trust. And it effectively says when people get these large settlements for medical damages, they have been injured, they have lifetime, they call them, lifetime treatment plans where they're going to have, lots of anticipated future medical expenses. These, they get awarded the money, but it's not protected for the consumer's best interest. And so this would be, I'm calling it a revisionary trust, and that's probably not the best name for it, but it's a consumer protection bill. It says that this money gets locked away and can only be used for the damages for the future medical from the result of your injury. I think that's a good bill. It can't be squandered on other things other than medical. And if you're going to get awards for things other than medical, then go use that money for it. But if the doctors and everybody says that you need $1 million for future medical bills, that money probably needs to be set aside for future medical bills.
Insurance. Go ahead.
Yeah. And, we've got some bills that we've got one that we're going to run that limits that insurance companies, if, a lot of people bundle their insurance, not just in Louisiana, but around the country. But let's look at Louisiana. They have their home and their auto. We've seen some instances in other states where the company you had a auto claim, but they deemed your homeowners as well as far as claims frequency, or you had a homeowner's claim and they deemed you got a hit on your auto for a frequency that wasn't related to that policy.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to ask the legislature to give consumers protections so that doesn't happen in Louisiana.
Insurance Commissioner Tim Temple is our guest. I want to go back up to you, talk about the limiting general damage, because there was a similar bill last time around by Representative Egan. He wanted to put a $5 million cap on all the other things, not talk about damage to your car, not talk about damage to your person, not talk about lost wages, just all the other things, the pain and suffering you talked about. He ran it out there at $5 million, and we couldn't get across the finish line, but I felt like we inched closer to the finish line. In times like this, does your office help pick up a former bill to redraft, rewrite, make it more palatable for the next time around?
We certainly, when asked by legislators, we will get involved and help draft legislation on that particular bill. I don't know that we were. Mm-hmm. Last year, and I'll tell you, I think the $5 million, I think that number was thrown out just to get the conversation started.
Yes.
If that bill were to happen, Louisiana we would have the highest amount.
Yes.
I think the next highest, Mississippi, our friends in Mississippi, which also have lower auto rates than we do. Everybody does, quite frankly. But they have a general damage cap. I believe it's $1 million. And so $5 million would certainly create Louisiana as this kind of crazy outlier with that. But again, it's worth us having the conversation, and again, let the people of Louisiana, come to the Capitol and let's have the debate. And if they say that they don't want it, then let's move on and try and find other solutions to help lower insurance.
Yeah, it was one of those ones. I was on a soapbox about this bill the entire session last time around because a $5 million cap was the highest cap, but we weren't even getting talking started on a cap at all just seemed preposterous at the time. Now the conversation seems less preposterous, so it makes it feel like if we can have the conversation, we can get towards a bill.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And like I said, I think it all starts with the conversation. Let's not shut it down. Let's make sure if it comes out of if it goes to get assigned to a committee, let's let the committee hear these bills.
Exactly. Insurance Commissioner Tim Temple is our guest, talking a little bit about what's going to be going on in the legislative session, which starts off on Monday. Commissioner Temple, I've heard a lot of talk about not really putting the brakes on insurance bills, but quote, seeing what we've done if it already works, or giving things that we've done time to work. How much of that, or what part does that have in the overall conversation?
Well, Brian, it's certainly being used a lot. I've seen it quoted in the newspapers. And look, I don't make a lot of friends when I say this, but I think we need to keep pushing.
Yes.
I go back to that the thing that I've used on your radio program and others before. You want to get in shape, you go to the gym. You want to stay in shape, you keep going to the gym. We can't afford in Louisiana to just do something a year, even two, and then just put the brakes or coast or pause or whatever phrase is used. I mean, other states are constantly passing legislation to make their states more competitive. Louisiana needs to do the same thing. We have done I will say we have done some monumental movement relative to Louisiana in our history.
Yes.
Over the last 2 years versus the last 20 years, but it's not enough. I mean, just because we've taken one or two big steps or giant leaps or whatever you want to call it, doesn't mean we stop. And, there's, again, I'm probably getting myself in hot water by saying that because a lot of people, this is a very contentious subject. There's a lot of, emotions around it. There's a lot of money, quite frankly, around it. And people get, attacked from all sides, whether, whichever side of a bill you're on. But we need to continue to have these conversations. We need to continue to make the insurance market move. The auto insurance reform that was passed, I think you've seen it, or maybe you said it on your radio program, 30 plus companies have taken rate reduction. That's $340 million less that we as auto payers will be paying to insurance companies. That's $340 million less. I mean, that is a staggering amount. It's not enough, though.
Right.
And it certainly doesn't even begin to touch commercial trucking, commercial auto, which the businesses of Louisiana deserve to see some type of reform there. But the reductions haven't even taken effect with the reform that was passed. That was just, generally speaking, because of fewer auto accidents, not just in Louisiana, it's a national trend right now, but we're benefiting from that. Will we continue to see more rate reductions from the reform we passed? I think we will, but that's still not enough. When you're the most expensive state in the country for your auto insurance, moving down to second or third, that's not a victory to me. I want us to get us down. I'd rather us be down way much lower than that. Something that's more accurate to the risk that we have, not the legal environment, and not the cost of it, to handle claims in our state. We can't stop it just moving down one or two notches. We need a continued movement, big, bold movement.
Yes.
Getting myself in trouble by continuing to say that, but I'm in trouble all the time anyway.
We got Insurance Commissioner Tim Temple on with us, and we've shown we can do it in other factors of life. I mean, it's ask Dr. Brumley what it's like to move up the charts a little bit. He didn't want to move one step at a time, and neither do you.
That's exactly right. I mean, and again, I think the citizens of Louisiana deserve much more affordable insurance than what we've got. So we're going to continue to push. At the end of the day, premiums are calculated around losses. When we can push the losses down, premiums will follow. We saw that with just the number of accidents. Fewer accidents meant fewer losses. Now we need to make sure that when those accidents, because we're still going to have accidents, but when the accident happens, we need to make sure that amount, the amount paid, is more, comparable to what it should be in other states, not Louisiana's sky high, claims experience, a claims loss.
Getting back to the workouts analogy, which I brazenly stole from a previous employer as well, was you don't get in shape by going to the gym once. It's about the repetition. It's about getting in there every single day. But at the same time, though, not every day is the heavy day. I mean, some days are about the core. Some days are about buys and tries or whatever. When you look at this overall session, is this just a matter of keeping up the repetition? Like, I'm not hearing the biggest headliner bill so far, or is it just a matter of the session hasn't fully opened yet, so we don't know?
Now, look, I think that's probably a good way to build on that analogy. I mean, yeah, not every day is your heavyweight day. This session is probably more of just your fundamentals. We've got some technical, I'll call them technical bills, things to clean up. Some of the legislation that was passed last year that was enacted maybe had some unintended consequences, or just hadn't been thought out all the way. I mean, there's always things to tweak and improve, and so I guess when I say, carry the momentum, I want to make sure that we're still talking about the fact that insurance is unaffordable. Homeowners, auto, both residential, commercial, it doesn't matter. It's still unaffordable. So we can't just say, let's just take a break for a couple of years and see what happens. We need to continue to focus on the things that we think we know will help bring premium relief to individuals, to families, and to businesses of Louisiana. So I guess that's when I say we got to keep that momentum going, that's what I'm really talking about.
We got 2.5 minutes left with Insurance Commissioner Tim Temple. Commissioner Temple, I know I told you this segment was going to be specifically about the upcoming session, but I got to kind of throw a curveball in here as well. In these last 2.5 minutes, how dialed in are you on this staged truckers accidents trial that's going to be going on?
Oh, very. Look, Brian, that is something that, and I've been interviewed about it. I mean, that is something that does contribute and drive cost for us as consumers. I mean, anytime an insurance company is paying a claim that is fraudulent or criminal, part of a stage ring, whatever it is, we, the consumers, are funding that. Again, that goes into losses that insurance companies pay, and then that goes into the calculations for premiums that we're going to pay, following years. And so this is huge. I read some of the articles. I mean, it's bigger than some of the ones they've had up in the Northeast. With Mafia Association and stuff like that. This is monumental, and I'm glad that DOJ, that state police, the Louisiana Department of Insurance, fraud, and everybody had a part to play in that. And this is important. We need to stamp out fraud. But Brian, it's more than just the state's accidents. I mean, anytime someone files a claim and receives money that they shouldn't have, then that's fraud.
Right.
And we pay for that. You may have seen, we've been very active. My fraud investigation unit, when I came on board in January 24, we allocated more money, more people to that division. And we asked the legislature to broaden the scope of what insurance fraud is in our state. And again, to come more in line with other states. And we're using that authority to go after the bad actors. I mean, whether you filed a claim on your roof and you said it was hail damage, even though your roof is 35 years old and you've been told for 15 years to replace it. I mean, those are examples. If you get an offender bender and you receive no damage and you were not injured, but you decide to, I think I'm going to just go ahead and file a claim anyway and just see what happens. I mean, that's not how insurance is designed to work. It's supposed to, to make you whole from a damage that you actually incurred, whether it's physical or financial. And if you recover more than, and you didn't have that, or if you recover more from a damage than you received, your friends, your neighbors, and your family are paying for it.
You can't walk me up to the whole jackpot justice mentality as we're out of time, because that's my soapbox. In the meanwhile, we're just out of time for today. Insurance Commissioner Tim Temple, we always appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Look forward to it. Sorry we had the technical difficulties this morning, but we'll be on again soon.
We're all good. Here's news. Yeah, we missed half of ABC News.
I know. I was like, I'm almost tempted to go to. Oh, well.
Don't sweat it. Not sure what happened there, why he wasn't.
I know. He's like, no, unfortunately, I won't be able to come in today. I'm like, okay. And then one of the lines, every time I would try to get him on, it would ring and then hang up. And so I was like, well, screw it. I'm going to go to a different line.
We can let Anna in.
Okay.
How are you, sir? Hey, good morning, Brian. We're all good. They've been out of control. You want to see me?
Beautiful. How are you? I just saw Ellen yesterday. I'm gonna go to the spa. And like I was walking in, with the windows and on Jefferson or whatever. She was going.
I'm gonna be honest, like I didn't know. Like it took me a minute
to put two and two together.
Because your stage name, I guess, is Breland.
Breland, because we have Brittany Rose. And if you remember, when I was at Wayne Hall, when I was in Lafayette, I went by Brittany. So I've been on radio 15 years as Brittany. But when I came here, I don't want to fight the battle. I said, y'all can call me whatever the hell y'all want. I said, how about this? I said, Bree to Brittany, and then my middle is Lynn.
It works. I
know.
Like,
I need you to send it to me again. I didn't get it.
Is it in your spam?
I just looked in my spam. It's not there.
Okay, hold on.
Sure.
Woo, session, y'all. I mean, we are here and thriving.
Yes.
Do you have guest Wi-Fi?
Yes. I don't. Do you know the password for the guest Wi-Fi?
Yes. Okay. So guest would be here. Large, capital L, 55E. Question mark. Just write that down and put the little sticky note.
Brian.Haldane@guaranteemedia.com.
Yeah. Whoa. 6:53 this morning. It just redid all of them.
I'm just kidding. Unbelievable.
Oh, we're gonna have some fun, and I'll talk HOAs all day. I have no problem shitting on them.
I will tell you how that became. Yes, I highlighted that one at the bottom. But yeah, Dixon's like, let's do it. I was like, can we call it the Anna Johnson bill? He's like, we're gonna call it the Louisiana Homeowners Bill of Rights. I'm like, okay, I could do that too. But yeah, put together some fun ones so we can. I'm sure you're tired of talking insurance, healthcare, et cetera, carbon capture. I mean, we can touch on that stuff, but
Carbon capture has me exhausted.
well,
We're gonna end up building
is this
so much
on?
in Texas.
Well, so
Well, let me grab this off the printer. I read better off paper.
oh my God, you're old.
Yes.
I told him that this morning because he had a picture. He's like, "Is my hair gray?" And I said, "Let me look." I said, "No." I said, "In this picture, it looks great." I said, "He's just old as hell, Brian." He was thinking. He's like, "I feel better."
I mean, thriving. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good, girl.
So wait, are you and your hubby still together?
Huh?
Are you and your hubby still together?
Yeah, we are. We split for a hot minute. Remember? We
Um,
wanted to talk
yeah.
about that.
Because I saw you somewhere and I remember like y'all were
On the outs,
Right.
and then it got. We decided it would just be best to do it for the babies. But you know, you do what you got to do as a woman.
get it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
Because I was
totally
really the
get it.
whole day, and I'm like, girl, yes, I'm like, do the damn thing. But you don't have kids, right?
No.
Okay. See.
I know. It's a whole ordeal.
736 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along, keeping our foot on the legislative pedal. But pivoting over, we're welcoming Anna Johnson back to the studio. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fired up. I'm like so ready for Monday. I don't know why this particular legislative session has me fired up, but it does. I feel like we're gonna get stuff done.
Well, we have a lot of economic development momentum right now. I
Yes,
feel
we
like.
do.
And I so enjoyed hearing Ileana Lede yesterday talk about the FAST stuff because that's been something as an economic developer that we've been trying to do for so long. And the devil's in the details. And I mean, you could have talked to her for an hour and let her explain the program even more in depth, but I don't think people realize like how much that's going to revitalize Louisiana.
Well, and we've had, site selection plans before, and we've
Yeah.
done preferred site stuff before,
Yeah.
but this one is one that is, I use the term move-in ready.
Yes. But it's also, I don't know if she touched on this. I didn't hear the first part of her interview, but these companies actually had to apply for this. So they went through a whole vetting process. So it wasn't just like the state's handing out favors. It
Right.
was show us like your long-term goals, plans, how you're going to bring jobs and money to the state. And so they actually had to prove themselves, but they also have to pay it back. So it's going back into that fund.
Yeah.
So we can turn around and give it to the next company.
Right.
So it's that trickle down effect. So I'm super excited. I mean, the governor's had his foot on the gas pedal on economic development. And I mean, the horses are out of the gate. Like, let's go. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Well, and that's Susan Bourgeois took over, and she's just running full speed. But
Yeah.
now, running at the speed of business.
Yeah.
But now it's Susie Sherwin's turn.
Yeah.
Because now we pivot from economic development over to
Workforce.
workforce development.
Yep.
So that's that. And I think that's part of what has me fired up. And
Yeah.
is the fact that we have direction.
Yes.
The fact that we know where we're going. I just got off the phone with Tim Temple.
Yep.
We know where we're going on the insurance front.
Mhm.
We knocked out a lot last time around. This time around, it's going to be fine tuning.
Yeah.
A number of legislators have said, let's see what takes hold. But
Yeah.
at the same time, they're still proposing more bills.
Yes.
So, like, the fact that we have direction is good. The fact that, like, we've seen results over the last 2 years
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Both of those things help contribute to, it's the with the line from Major League, that's a win. One more,
Yeah.
we'll call it a streak.
It's so funny to me. I told somebody this at the beginning of the year. I don't think we do a good enough job of talking about our successes in Louisiana. It's easy to talk about the bad stuff, but we're doing a lot of really, really good things. And I always use this comparison in economic development. But like when you go to Texas these people are so excited about their state. Like if they're from Texas, they're going to tell you. If you're staying at a hotel in Texas, they've got a waffle maker that's shaped like Texas.
Yeah.
Like these people are proud of their state. And so I always use this example, but I really want Louisiana to kind of have that mindset when it comes to talking about our state. Like I want us to all be proud of Louisiana, and I want us to kind of have that waffle iron mentality. And so I think we're slowly creeping there. I mean, it feels fast, but things don't happen overnight, and I'm really excited about the direction we're moving. So,
all right, what's got your eye, either on a big scale or on a fun? Because every session there's some fun ones too. So either on a big scale or a fun scale, what's got your eye?
Yeah. So, of course, we're watching carbon capture bills, insurance. I saw a lot of PBM bills, which I know has been a big initiative of the governor. And to be honest, I really had no idea about some of these transactions until he brought it to our attention. And then I was like, wait a minute. When they started ripping kind of the layers back on that, I was like, okay, like this is a good thing. And it kind of aligns with Trump's agenda. And I think they're trying to roll back some of these things and make things more affordable for people, because when you poll folks, the number one thing is affordability. I mean, we're all kind of, living paycheck to paycheck and feeling the pain at the pump. And so anything that they can do and this administration can do to alleviate everyday costs for middle-class families, is a win in my opinion. But it's Friday, so I thought we'd talk about some fun bills today.
Well, before we do, I want to get your pulse on something, and then talking about carbon capture.
Yes.
The volume of the voices who are against it is getting louder. I don't know if the number of votes against it is getting bigger, or if it's just a very vocal minority.
Oh gosh, it's hard to gauge. I see a lot of this banter back on Facebook a lot and social media.
Thank you.
And so sometimes that's an accurate polling of what the people are feeling. But then when I look at it overall, it's the same people who just keep spamming. And so I don't know if it's a large group of folks or it's just
a loud
group of folks.
I see, that's where I'm at right now, and we'll get a better idea of that over the next 2 weeks or so. We'll know in the first couple weeks of the session what's going to live and what's going to die when it comes to bills, specifically about carbon capture. But I have a feeling that once we get into the nitty-gritty of these bills and we actually start talking about the science behind what's going on and the history of what's going on and what the government will and will not actually do, and speaking specifically about eminent domain, which is not going to happen. Like, it just settle down. Woosah. Okay.
Yeah.
Bring it back around. Like, once we start getting into the nitty gritty and the individual, the minutia of it, we'll be able to see, like, this is going to pass, this is going to carry, or we're going to build another Baytown in Texas because we decided that we know better than they do.
Yeah. I mean, look, and that's the thing. Like, I, as an economic developer, like, everybody go back to Michigan. And do you remember how everything in Michigan was just automotive? And then when that crashed, it devastated an entire state. And so I don't want Louisiana to get too honed in on just one thing. Are we oil and gas? Absolutely. Do we have to pivot and grow to meet dark market demands? Absolutely. And so that's, I use this a lot as an economic developer, but as an economic developer, we don't just see something for what it is. We see things for what they can be. And so that's, I think, I would challenge everybody to kind of open their mind and think big picture about where our state could be. Could we be the next Charleston? Could we be the next, suburb of Dallas? Things like that. I mean, it's, I don't know. The world is our oyster.
It certainly can be. All right, some fun bills. What are we looking at for this legislative session that might not grab a whole lot of headlines, but probably should?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's talk about HB 372. Daryl Adams, come to the front. Requires the Office of Motor Vehicles to educate the public on the use of roundabouts. I feel attacked. This is read. Women need to learn how to drive, but I am totally on board with this because I honestly lock up every time I'm in a roundabout. I have no idea how they work.
So you're my problem.
It's me. I'm the problem.
Okay, here's rule number 1. Don't stop in the circle.
I do it every time.
When you're in the circle, you do not stop. I don't care if you circle around 30 times. Big Ben, Parliament. I don't care if you circle around 30 times.
Bad.
When you're in the circle, you don't stop, because if you break in the circle, you're going to get rear-ended.
It's me. I'm the problem. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just gonna apologize now. But this is a great bill. But I'm like, who would have thought of this? Let's get some more education about roundabouts.
So I'm more than willing to be the instructor, but I cannot promise my language will be clean.
I mean, look, I get it. I am totally on board with this. So, let's see what else we got. I think my friend Trey Godfrey talked about this one earlier in the week, but you've got HB 285 by Tony Bacala authorizes the school board to engage in a cooperative endeavor agreement with a credit union to operate a branch at a high school. Great workforce bill. I mean, if you've ever been to Walker High School, you feel like you're walking into like a food court at a mall.
Yeah.
They've got so many different pop-ups. And these kids are getting that real life experience that prepares them for jobs so that whenever they leave, or even if they're in high school, they can go get a job because they're working at the credit union at their school, or they're working at the Pizza Hut, or whatever it is. And this is just great. And I know there was some issue with Prairieville High School, I want to say last year, that got the AG's opinion because they were trying to implement some of this. And then they gave an opinion that didn't say you can't do it, but maybe you can't do it this way. And so I think there was some confusion there, but
that's where Trey picked up the ball and ran with it. They didn't say you can't. So the partnership helped redevelop the bill, redevelop the proposal for law to where it would follow the AG's guidance.
Yes.
So, and I'm all for this for a couple of different reasons. And the one I brought up with Trey the other day was it brings internships to the school.
Yeah.
And paid internships, so it brings them to the school. When kids leave campus to go to their internship, all the rest of the kids on campus don't see it.
Right.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
When you bring that payday on campus, it pivots greatly, and now it's like you've got everybody else's eye.
Yes.
Somebody says, I got to go to my internship. It's like, whatever, nerd, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
But like when they're turning coin in front of their peers, now we're going to get motivation.
Yes. I agree. But I mean, it's just, you're starting to see, and we've seen this for the last few years, when you go on job interviews, it's not necessarily how smart you are. Mm-hmm. People want to know how much experience do you have? And so I think that's kind of, we're moving in the right direction. So super excited about that. HB 385 Bamberg requires a repayment of Taylor Opportunity Program for students TOPS under certain circumstances. I feel like this might get a little attention. I don't know if it's going to move. I feel like we have a TOPS bill every session that deals with accountability, but the language in this bill just basically says, if you don't finish your degree and you've gotten TOPS money, pay it back.
Yep.
I don't have any issues with that. I think it creates accountability, but I think you might start to see students finish 4-year degree, 2-year, 4-year degrees. I think it could be a good bill. So I don't know. I'm sure there will be some pushback to that, but I mean, we need to be responsible with our tax dollars.
I understand that. I love the hell out of this because let me pull up the digest on it, because the devil's always in the details for these things. So the digest says that it describes present law, but then when we get to the proposed law part of it, it requires the administering agency, Board of Regents, to promulgate rules necessary to implement the proposed law, which, like you said, aside from a few, he's got some cutouts of it, like parental leave, like sickness.
Veterans.
He's got some cutouts. But it's like, basically, no, if you're not working towards the degree that you promised you were going to work towards, give me my money back.
Right.
Give me my money back, which me being the state.
I think it's fair. I mean, but it also teaches accountability too,
1,000%.
Regina Barrow's got a couple of good bills. I'm sure you've probably talked about this one, but SB 265 abolishes Department of Children and Family Services.
Yes, I call this the Ra's al Ghul bill, if you're a Batman fan.
Yeah.
Okay, remember Ra's al Ghul said Gotham had to be destroyed before it could be rebuilt.
Yes.
That's the Ra's al Ghul bill.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where I stand on this one, but I think it's going to be interesting. I think she is on the right track. Like, I think DCFS is doing a great job. Could it be better? Sure. Could every department be better? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they've taken a lot of heat in the last few years. And so I think she's trying to take steps to possibly move.
We've got a minute and a half left. Is there any way we talk about anything other than Dixon McMakin's?
Oh my
HOA
gosh,
bill?
I know. This is the Anna Johnson bill. So HB 817 establishes Louisiana homeowners Bill of Rights. So I'd gone to Dixon earlier last year because of all of the complaints I was hearing about HOAs, but then my own personal experience. And so he said, do the research and let's get a bill together. And so we did. We did a lot of research. I think there were 8 states that have some sort of bills or legislation that deals with HOAs. And so we kind of took the best parts of each of those and put them into this bill. But it's really just transparency and then representation of the homeowners.
Yes.
The way that these agreements are written now, it basically absolves the HOAs of really anything. And they don't really have to answer to homeowners. And that's just not fair, especially, I mean, I could go on all day long and I'm sure everybody could, but Dixon's a good friend of mine. He's not even my state rep, but he's leading the charge on this. And so
he's also leading the charge on the Constitutional Convention.
Yeah.
So he's kind of dabbling in some pretty important waters. But I will tell you this: HOAs are so out of control.
They really
are so out of control.
They really are,
and they need a good check.
Yes.
I don't know that his bill goes far enough.
I know, but look, I would be happy with having some sort of compromise on this. I know that some of the associations are going to fight back on this, and sure, I love a good banter, but there has to be some sort of accountability, some sort of transparency, and then some sort of representation for the homeowners.
Yeah.
Yeah, excited to see where that one goes.
She is Anna Johnson. I always appreciate you stopping by. Are you ready to roll? I mean, it's Monday.
Let's
it's
go. Let's do it.
Awesome. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to squeeze in an abbreviated This Day in History because the folks from the Manship Theatre are stopping by at the 8 o'clock hour. All right, kill mics.
You okay, Brian?
750. This day in history. Just go. Just go.
Brian.
Jesus.
Okay, while Brian's containing himself on the other end, in 1912, Brian, the Oreo cookie hit shelves for the first time. Yes,
No kidding.
the famous cookie in the world started on this
Rank
day.
the Oreo cookie in the top 5 world of cookies. Where is the Oreo at?
God. It's the OG. It's one for me.
It's one for
It's
you.
one. It comes above Girl Scouts for me. Don't come at me. I
No,
love
Girl
the
Scouts
Oreo.
are specialty. That doesn't count.
Okay,
Girl
it's
Scouts
above
are-
Chips Ahoy.
Okay, so it's above a chocolate chip.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, I gotta have the Oreo in my life.
All right.
All right. 1950s Silly Putty goes
Wait.
on sale.
Homemade chocolate chip or store-bought Chips Ahoy? 'Cause when
Homemade
you-
chocolate chip.
Really? Even when it's warm and softer?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I gotta have it. 1950s Silly Putty goes on sale. I love it.
What?
Forever getting the Silly Putty all over the carpets in homes. 1965, the Temptation single "My Girl" reaches #1. You know, this was the era of peak Motown, Brian. Like, love it.
What, the 60s?
I'm here for it. Yes, I love it. I'm here for it. 1981, Walter Cronkite signs off the era of CBS Evening News, the very best. Kid Craddock is my radio. This guy right here is my TV.
Okay.
Love it. I'm going to skip all the way down. 1998, British government changes protocol so that the Union flag flies over Buckingham Palace. This was on the heels of the death of Diana, Princess
Okay.
Diana.
Yeah.
2018, Forbes named Amazon founder Jeff Bezos the world's richest person.
Fantastic.
Love it. What you got, Brian?
What do I got?
Anything in particular?
No.
All right, birthdays, or like I like to say, birthdays. 1475, Michelangelo has a birthday. Lou Costello, 1906, one half of the legendary comedy Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
Rob Reiner, 1947, has a birthday. Unfortunate passing of him, but he's known for All in the Family and The
Yep.
Princess Bride.
Actually, I said I had nothing on the history front. Missouri Compromise was signed on this day in 1820.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal, 1972.
And the Alamo fell to Mexican
I
general.
had that.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't
But
want to.
no, it's an
be morbid.
abbreviated version of this day in history, and I can't go off on my rant of how much the Alamo is overrated.
I love it. I love it. I want to hear a Brian rant. I need one on a Friday.
No. It's already 7:58. We got to keep it moving.
Shaquille O'Neal, 1972 today. Birthday.
Shaquille O'Neal's birthday. Also, had a couple of Alan Greenspan, Marion Barry, and Cyrano de Bergerac.
I only have one notable death today, 2016, Nancy Reagan passed.
That's what I got as well. Nancy Reagan died on this day.
Now, I think it's National Dentist Day today.
Is it?
Oh, National Day of Unplugging. I'll take it. I
Sure.
can't do it, but I'm here for it.
No, me neither. And there's no reason to. All right. That is this day in history. Looking at the clock, I do have enough. I got a full minute here. That's awesome.
I'll give you a minute.
Got about Landmark. Remind you about Landmark Bank. LandmarkBankLA.com is the website. A community bank since 1897. That's a heck of a long time to be pursuing the same mission. That is unbelievably remarkable to see someone stay on task. 1897 through today. LandmarkBankLA.com is where we're going to find them online. Hit the About Us tab. Hit the little drop-down menu that shows you where the locations are. Locations, everything here. Because in order for you to, they're not going to turn you away, but to get the most out of your bank, you need a banker. And having someone from your community makes all the difference there. Whether you're talking about, saving for retirement, whether you're talking about investing, whether you're talking about borrowing, whether you're talking about setting up your kids' first savings account, whatever the case might be, having a banker makes all the difference. Learn more at landmarkbankla.com. If you're in Zachary, if you're in Brewley, if you're in Denham, if you're in Clinton, you're in Greensburg, I can't list all of the locations. That's why I send you to the website, landmarkbankla.com. All right, we're going to talk with the folks from Manship Theatre when we come back. Also, next hour, State Representative Mike Bayham and Miss Stephanie from Zealand Street for Foodie Friday.
Hi, friends. How are y'all? Happy Friday. It's just you today. This is Brian. How are you? It's good to see you again. Y'all staying busy? Y'all be ready for me?
We had a full house last night. We got sold out comedian tonight.
Who's the comedian?
Kyle Kinane. He was the voice of Comedy Central for a while on all their live.
So he must be touring right now. Yeah.
Well, come on in. Sit.
And we got Anders Osborne. I mean, it never stops. And yes, the gala.
Yeah, of course, the gala.
All right. Is there a calendar I need to be looking up, or?
I mean, we're really like, this is kind of the last push for sponsors, is what we're trying to get across.
Okay.
And really the idea of Foodie business that, you know, invests in the gala, we can get their acknowledgement beyond the gala.
Okay.
Because we program year round. So I'm just trying to get that home. You know, a lot of sponsors worry about getting lost in a sea of logos. We have the unique position where we can make sure they're seen well beyond the night of. We're just trying to get that message across.
Logo soup. That's what I always call it.
Exactly. So really want to bring that message home as we do this last push. We're about 30% from our goal. And yeah, Leanne Rhymes.
Love it. Love it.
She sounds great. I was watching a video yesterday.
I want to say she hopped on that trend. There's a trend going around on TikTok right now where, and I don't know how it starts. You never know how it starts on TikTok, where they go, what?
We have two things airing at the same time. There you go.
Okay. I was like, wait, what? It's like, Mom, what were the times like back then? Like in the 90s and the 2000s? I don't know how our dad, tell me about the 90s. Well, anyways, Reba McEntire hopped on the trend where like they film her today and then they go back and show all her pictures.
Oh, she did it too?
Yeah.
She just did the circuit. I don't know if we're about to go live, but
No, we got about
she was
3
on
minutes.
GMA last week. She's
Okay.
promoting Nashville 911, that new
Okay.
show she's starring in.
Oh, she's
Leanne,
starting-
yeah. So
man,
she's
all
doing
the
TV
country
now.
Artists are starting shows right now.
Yeah.
Rodney Green.
And that one's like an action-packed, you know, those 911 shows. It's a spin-off, I guess, from the Austin one. There's one and it's 911 in Austin. Now it's Nashville 911. ABC show.
Yeah. I thought this started out in LA.
Maybe so. You're probably right.
.806 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Hour 3 coming your way right now. Going to dive in and talk with Jason from the Manship Theatre in just a quick second. Do need to remind you about Guarantee Health. GuaranteeHealth.com is where you're going to find them online. Guarantee Health Solutions is something we've launched very recently, and I got to tell you, I'm all in. Let's say you work in an urgent care, say you work in a doctor's office, a specialty medical profession, whatever the case might be, making sure that everything is flowing, everything is running in the right direction, we're moving in the right direction at the same pace is unbelievably important. And, back of office, front of office, patient care, your bedside manner, like all of it. How are you looking within your medical office? How are your reviews? You getting a lot of 5 stars, or maybe that bedside manner's dropped off and you're getting some 2 stars? How is your marketing doing? Do you know that your message is getting out there effectively? How efficient is the office itself? All these things come under the umbrella of Guarantee Health Solutions, bridging the gap between healthcare and hospitality. And I got to tell y'all, the emphasis on the hospitality side is what has me bought in. So if you want to learn more, visit guaranteehealth.com. All right, Jason, welcome aboard, man. How are you?
Good morning.
You got the gala coming up, so let's just dive right in. The red carpet gala at the Manship Theatre. Love it. Tell us all about it.
Thanks. It's our annual fundraiser, our one big fundraiser that really brings it home for us for the year. We are a nonprofit venue, and this year we're excited to announce we've got Leanne Rhymes as our performer. That's always been our thing. We like to bring in a big name into a very, very intimate space, which is our brand. And really what I'm trying to talk to y'all about today is really getting the word out about sponsorship as we do this final push. It's vital to making this event happen. And, it's a good investment. I'll say that, but obviously I'm biased.
Well, one would hope you would be biased.
Yes.
I mean, you're here to speak on, you're the executive director. I would hope you would be a little bit biased. Leanne Rhymes coming to town.
Yep.
Leanne Rhymes putting on the show.
Fully catered reception, open bar,
Mansour's.
Yes, and it's a great menu. I just saw it.
I was just scrolling through the menu during the break right there. You got shaved filet. And, I'm not going to run through it. Between the hors d'oeuvres,
it's on the website.
The hors d'oeuvres, the displayed buffet, and then the late night espresso martini shots, capping the whole thing off. Oh no, this is Mansour's went to work over here, and they're doing you very, very well. But let's get back to the sponsorship part of this, because as I was reading the website, as I understand it, what we're looking for from sponsors here, your reward is not just putting the dollars where they need to go, but number one, the name, the branding, and whatnot. You're not going to get lost in the shuffle like you do with some events. But on top of that, the seating is an important part of this as well.
Right. Yeah. We don't have any bad seats, but if you want the best seats, a sponsorship's going to be the way to go. And, we're programming year round. So, and it's great when you see a lot of logos on a fundraiser. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But what we can do that sets us apart, I feel, is we can get your acknowledgement for your business extended well beyond the night of the gala. There's a lot of creative things that we can do. We have, like I said, there's film programming, there's family programming, there's live music, of course, which is our bread and butter. And we really want to make sure we bring as much value to that investment as possible when you're supporting a nonprofit like us.
So the support, when you see you're looking for a sponsor for the red carpet gala, that's one thing. But it's not just that night. I think that's the important part. I don't want that part overlooked. Expound upon that.
Right. We can run ads and things like that, but it's like I said, there's so much more that we can be creative with our businesses that would invest in us year round. And whether it's, presenting another show, having your name attached, our email campaigns, social media campaigns. I mean, we're such a good brand, and the amount of core memories we've brought to the capital region to associate with that is, I think, obviously, again, I'm biased, but it's a lot of value. And the economic impact of having a performing arts center like us in your city is vital. And when you look around at downtown, the restaurants and everything else that we bring to the table, it can really go a long way as far as the charitable giving.
All right. Now, when it comes to sponsoring, where would folks go to do that? And what kind of sponsorship levels are there?
Yeah, we start out at $2,500. If you go to our website at manshiptheatre.org, you can find some more details, but it's really just a starting point. My email's on there, and I'm happy to meet with people, grab coffee, hop on a phone call, and really try to cater to what your needs are.
Got Jason Langwine from the Manship Theatre. We'll get back around to the gala in a second, but I kind of want to talk about programming overall. I mean, we're at the beginning of 2026. Do we have a whole lot mapped out for 2026? What are we looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, it's every week. Like, I mean, we do it's close to 250 programs a year, if individual events. And that's not just us. That's the other thing about our space is by supporting us, you allow space for other community partners to come in, whether it's conferences, fundraisers of their own, and even promoters renting us out for their own performances like Red Dragon does, so that's another component to it. But coming up this spring, we don't stop. That's the thing. We've got Leanne Rhymes on April 16th with our red carpet gala, but this Sunday we've got a family magic show, which we're really excited about. It's fun, all ages, really dynamic illusions, and it's at 2 p.m. this Sunday.
Okay,
and that follows up with something people may not realize is there's field trip shows that we do.
Yeah, so we've seen that on Monday.
Yeah, and that's any of our family programming. It starts out with a public show, and with Sunday, I should mention we also have a free block party happening with kids activities, crafts, games that's open to the public without a ticket to the show.
So kind of like it ties in with First Sunday for the Science Museum. And okay, make it a whole downtown day.
Yeah, we try to, if you don't want to come to the show, you can still come downtown. Parking's free on Sunday, and still enjoy the space. And it'll be inside because I know the weather's looking a little dicey. And then on Monday we've got two packed school shows where the magician caters to that show, and what he's going to do for that one that makes it unique is he's going to show the science behind the illusions. And not every magician likes to give that away.
Oh, I know.
So that's, we have over 5,000 students come through the door for those field trip exclusive shows year round. And that's everything from musicals to plays, and then of course our science. We always have a science show.
Yeah. Very, very cool stuff. I'm just looking ahead a little bit on the calendar here. The movies, I can't get away from the movies. Y'all show movies regularly.
Yeah.
What goes into that process of selection? You guys, on Tuesday you got Sinners, which I believe was filmed right here.
Yeah, filmed in Baton Rouge. So
right.
That's part of why a big reason why we're showing it.
What goes into the selection process there?
It's, the Kelly Swift is our film programmer, and she does a great job. She has to try to keep her finger on the pulse. And what we try to do is we'll, show as many of the new releases that'll come out, kind of more of your art house, Alamo Draft House style.
Okay.
And then also tie that in with classics. That's our $5 movie series where you'll see Godfather and things like that for just $5. And our, the screening is not, it's on par with your megaplexes, the technology we have in that theater,
right,
which allows us to show new releases. But it's audience input. It's a feel. I mean, we've had the Films at Manship program now since 2009 going, and the thing I like the most that we can do are the Q&As, especially with local filmmakers, but also nationally, where you bring in a director, you get to see the film and you get to talk to them after. And that's something that sets us apart.
Getting it back around to the gala, let's talk a little bit about what can we expect from Leanne Rhymes' show. Because it's fewer than 400 people are going to be in there, right?
Yeah,
325 seats. So that intimate of a gathering, does that affect the show? Does that change the performance?
Yeah, she actually caters these shows for fundraisers. So this is not something you'll see on tour. Very intimate setting with the grand piano and a guitarist accompanying her. I always have a hard time with that word.
Accompanying?
Yeah. And then, I mean, the voice is really what is going to carry that show. Her voice is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And our space it's kind of an opera style space, but that's what, we're in our 21st year. It was our 21st birthday yesterday.
Oh,
and
awesome. Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. And that goes for the Shaw Center for the Arts as well.
Yeah.
And really the downtown revitalization. And but with back to the space itself, you don't really see venues like that put the audience and the artists so the first,
right,
really. And you're not as worried about how many tickets you can sell. Of course you are, but because of that intimacy, you just don't see it. It's so unique, and it's something that we need to be really proud of. And we are in the capital region. We're like the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville in a way, or these iconic venues like 54 Below in New York that you think about. That's where we want to grow to be.
He is Jason Langwell with the Manship Theatre. Manshiptheatre.org is the website, manshiptheatre.org. If you want to find all the information about sponsorships, you will get it over there. If you're already a member, there's seats available there as well.
Yes, correct, for our members.
But we're really looking for, if you want to put in sponsorships for the year, for the night and for the year, he will get you taken care of. It's manshiptheatre.org. I'm not missing out on anything, right?
No, that's it. That's
All
it.
right.
And my email, my contact's there. And like I said, happy to chat.
Greatly appreciate the time. You know it's going to be a fantastic night. Thank you for stopping by for a couple minutes.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good weekend.
We are at 8:15 at Talk 107.3 FM, running about a minute behind. We got State Representative Mike Bayham joining us next. Shit, that caught up on the back end quickly because I wanted to. Yeah. Well, when I started scrolling through the thing, the comedian that's going to be there tonight, Kanane, once I saw him, I'm like, oh, I see him all over TikTok.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah. And he's a full hour. That's another, we could have gone. We can always come back anytime you want to chat about programming.
We need to do some kind of partnership, man. We need to
Y'all are our official.
Are we your official?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're mostly working with Tiger.
Yeah, mostly working with Tiger because
Country. We do a lot of country.
Okay.
Because Jimmy, the conversation started. Jason was like, "We need donors," and I was like, "Well, wait up." I was like, "If y'all need B2B, we got to get them on Brian's show to talk about business." And so that, but the conversation originally started with Jimmy and I, and Ellen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, we're looking to do events that y'all are presenting with artists. He's got a lot of great ideas. Singer, songwriter, up and coming artists.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're getting. We think it'd be a great partnership.
Yeah, because there's something. Well, there's always something under our roof where we can help.
Yeah, and that way we can attach it. If you ever want to have, talk really shop about how the game works, I'm happy to come on too.
Yes, very much. I just texted you Mike's number, so my next guest, I need to get him on the phone. No, all good.
But yeah, Canan's sold out. That's our black box. Once Funny Bone closed, we were like, hey, let's take some, because that's what we got to hold it down so that your city has all of these things happening.
Yeah.
And once the for-profits can see the model, they can take it over. But right now, there's no comedy club for headliners. Real guys who could do an hour.
Baton Rouge's lack of comedy scene has been. I know.
We had 10 minutes last year.
I'm still pissed that I missed that.
Yeah.
I am.
Working on John Lovett's right now. So
okay.
So,
all right.
But we're always on the lookout for quality when it comes to the comedy. You got to be careful with the openers.
But like we've got a few that are underrated as well. So yeah, so, awesome stuff. Yeah, I got my next coming up.
Bye, Jason. We'll be in touch.
818 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. We're a couple minutes behind. We need to get caught up real quick here. State Representative Mike Bayham is on the hotline. Let's talk a little bit about the upcoming session. Representative Bayham, how are you, sir?
Doing fine, Brian. How are you?
I am doing very well as well. Session opens up on Monday. I've got to ask you before we get into bills and stuff, just overall vibe. What are we looking at here? I feel like there's a level of excitement for this session. Maybe that's just an outsider's perspective, but we're starting to see movement, actual movement and direction at the same time.
Well, for a lot of legislators, this is their first opportunity to truly, I guess, do what they planned on doing when they got elected, because this is a general session.
Right.
And the first year we were in office, a lot of folks were unfamiliar with the process, and they were somewhat limited in what they were trying to do as they were trying to learn as they go along. And then the second year was fiscal, which limited 5 bills of a non-fiscal nature for that session. So this is really where a lot of your incoming legislators are looking to really make their mark.
That makes sense. I get that. And then, there was a handful and a half of specials along the way too. So
but those are generally controlled by the administration.
100%. But my point is like getting their reps in for filing bills and how to write bills and the digest, like process wise, there's been plenty of practice along the way to where you can really, if you're looking to, go back to your district and report back to your constituents, this, it's all systems go for this one.
Yeah. Well, this is their first opportunity to really try to present their respective platforms. First year, they were a little bit overwhelmed, and bear in mind, we had 2 special sessions going into that general session.
Yep.
Plus, we had our inauguration, which it all just added up, and a lot of people felt a little stifled, or they were mainly handling bills on behalf of departments that were looking for sponsors. This is one where the individual legislators are going to own their own agenda.
State Representative Mike Bayham's with us. Let's talk a little bit about, and there's been a lot of talk about workforce development as being one of the overriding themes for this upcoming session. Is that what you're hearing, and is that where it's going?
Well, that's got to be a priority for our state. The governor and the Secretary of Economic Development, Susan Bourgeois, have really been on a roll in terms of getting major corporate investment into our state, in terms of new, very large businesses, but we need a trained workforce. And this is something that's going to complement with creating a skilled workforce that's necessary to sustain these type of industrial large-scale investments in Louisiana.
State Representative Mike Bayham, let's talk a little bit about your bills, and we'll get back around to the overall vibe of the session in a minute, but talk about a few of the things that you've got going on. One that really caught my eye is, so in Louisiana, the governor can be elected to 2 consecutive terms, then has to sit out and then come back around and can be elected again if he so chooses. You've got a bill that would change that.
That's right. This is a bill I actually run on when I sought the legislature. And I had introduced it the first year I was on office, but at the time there was talk of a constitutional convention, and a lot of folks were pretty much told, don't even bother bringing up a constitutional amendment due to the fact that it could clog things up. Well, I'm trying to be a team player. I didn't bring my bill up for a vote, but I did give my colleagues notice that I would be bringing it up again. And this is the year I'm bringing it up. It's something I feel very strongly about. We have 4 million people in the state. And you mean to tell me that there are only a handful of people that have the talent, the ability, the qualifications to be governor? I think we need to look forward in terms of finding leadership for the future and not backwards to the leadership of the past. And that's not to say anything ill about the previous governors, but I do think that a term limit like we have for president, you can only serve 2 terms, period, should apply to Louisiana, so we can get people with newer ideas and a fresher perspective leading the state, not be stuck into the old ways of the past. And we've had numerous governors who, after having served in that office, have tried to run back for governor. And if you're a former governor, you have an unfair advantage over almost anyone. You were in charge of the state. You have contacts. You have the ability to raise large amounts of money very quickly. And also something that played out during the 80s and during the when we've had multiple term governors like Earl Long and Edwin Edwards, people looking to make a comeback, they kind of sandbagged the administration here looking to succeed or replace.
And working with that, and yeah, we've seen it in the past, and then, I mean, Edwin Edwards is probably the most recent, but we've seen it in the past to where I would tend to agree with you, Mike. It stifles growth, it stifles productivity in terms of when you think you're moving in the right direction, you go back to a previous direction.
Well, once again, there's no need for someone to be governor of the state more than twice. It's a tremendous honor, but at the same time, it leads to us being stuck in the politics of the past. And there are some talented people on both sides of the ideological spectrum, people with ability, and I think they get stifled, they get pushed out by someone who may want to try to rehab their political career. And I think that comes at the expense of the future. And I think we need to be looking forward as a state, not looking backwards to confront the problems of the present and the future.
State Representative Mike Bayham is with us. All right, I'm going to hand this off to you and just open-ended. Of the bills you're putting forth this session, what are you like most, if you had one bill that you're putting forward that you hope crosses the finish line, which one is it aside from the gubernatorial one?
Well, I've got quite a number of pieces of legislation.
You do. In fact, I'm going to tell you this.
I'm no Dixon McMake, Dixon's got the most.
Does he?
But,
all right, I had Caleb Klein-Peter on yesterday, and Senator Klein-Peter, I believe, has more than 24. And I'm like, are you looking to set a record over here? And he said, go see Mike Bayham. And I'm like, and Mike's a small government guy, but he's like churning them out. So, yeah.
Well, Dixon, I think, has got a few more than me. But,
okay.
And look, to Dixon's credit, he looks at the legislature as his primary job.
Yes.
And he's very passionate about it. And a lot of our colleagues, have to make great sacrifices in our time, but Dixon makes time. And it helps living within a few minutes of the Capitol.
Well, yeah.
But he does have genuine enthusiasm. So I would say two things that I consider most important for me are trying to crack down on AI in terms of child abuse.
Yes.
House Bill 38 is one I'm very proud of. It provides for a definition of child sexual abuse materials by which people use artificial intelligence to manipulate images of minors for sexual content. That is something that I think needs to be a big priority, because we are entering a brave new world that's also a sordid new world. And technology has done some good things, but it's also enabled some very bad people to exploit things in a sick way. I would say that my registration for those who are convicted of abusing animals is something that I feel very strong about. Tennessee has this, and I think we need a registry like this in Louisiana to ensure that people who are either looking to rehome a pet, either by giving an animal away or selling it, can at least do their due diligence and see if the person they're giving that animal to or adopting it to is not someone who has a record of abusing animals.
Oh, interesting. Yes. I wouldn't even have thought of that.
And I've got a few other bills that I'm working on that are going to be pretty big. We just ran out of time in terms of getting the final language nailed down.
Well, I mean, there's already 1,300 pre-filed, and everybody gets 5 once you enter what I call the drop ad period. Once y'all are actually gavelled in.
Let's be honest. It's really departments get a lot of those bills. You'll have, this department or that statewide official show up with a stack of bills looking to, I guess, rehome the bills with a legislator that's got a little bit of space, but on their agenda. But a lot of those gets taken up by administrative departments or statewide officials.
We get about 2 minutes left with State Representative Mike Bayham. One more on your list that I wanted to touch on. And this is going to kind of take us over to the America 250 as well. HB 61 is going to create the holiday of the Battle of New Orleans Day. You are a history buff. You are who I call on anytime I need a history lesson as well. Talk to me a little bit about how the 250th anniversary of our nation is going to kind of dovetail with this session a little bit.
I think I'm the designated phone a friend for any
you were
matter
100%
of history or political trivia.
Yes.
This would not create a new holiday in terms of a paid holiday. There are states in America where battles have figured in prominently in their state's history, Texas, Massachusetts, and so forth. Battle of New Orleans is the defining military event in Louisiana history. And if you don't believe me, go to the Capitol, take a look at the bronze doors that lead to the House of Representatives.
Yep.
And in those panels, there are representations of historical scenes in Louisiana history. Well, I think they got about 4 or 5 of them about the different aspects of the Battle of New Orleans. So this is something that I think we need to build on. Louisiana, we're a great place to visit for a fun time, but we're also a culturally rich state that should also be doing more to promote our cultural tourism. And by the way, we'll have an exhibition at the Lieutenant Governor's kicking off at the Cabildo on Saturday for the Galvez exhibition, which is all related to the America 250.
Really?
Bernardo de Galvez was the Spanish governor of Louisiana during the Revolution and defeated the British in a number of battles along the Gulf Coast, including a very important battle that was won on the grounds of the state capitol in Baton Rouge.
That's where the cannons are out there.
I believe so.
Yeah. He is State Representative Mike Bayham. They get underway. I mean, formally, the governor's address will be 1:00 on Monday afternoon, but things start getting doled out to committee well before that. Mike, we appreciate a couple minutes before getting things started.
Happy to be on the show, Brian.
Always. We'll talk to you soon. It's 8:30. Here's news. Hey, how's it going?
For you for lunch, if you want. Mashed peppers here, tuna.
Yes.
We have a baked lemon butter catfish, and this week during Lenten or till Easter, you have crawfish etouffee with a crawfish.
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And this is on the everyday.
Okay, so this is basically on a Friday.
Okay.
Let me get ready for camera. But let's
Miss
see.
Stephanie, so I have an idea. Do you mind standing up for your interview? Because I want to make sure
Yeah,
you get your table
right
in the
here?
back. Yeah, because the chair is in the way. That's why, if you're okay,
No,
I'm going to
I'm
chair.
gonna come move everything and get it.
Because I can't hide her beautiful bread.
And I want you to put everything in front of up close on the camera too.
And this
Because
is for, we have a little bit of extra food for anybody who wants to come in.
yeah, we're gonna have sales is probably gonna pop down after the show's over with.
I'm going to come over there. You got some pictures, Brian? I need to take some.
Yeah, I'm gonna forward you the ones I just took. Actually, she's about to plate more, so I'll take another one.
Where do you want me to place?
You must be cooking, huh? You do a little bit of everything.
Where's the camera?
Oh, the camera's over there. She's gonna walk it over and
Okay.
show it off right up in front.
All right. Well, I'll put it this way. Is that good?
Yes. Let's do that.
Love it.
That's the good looking stuff right there.
We put Foodie Friday on.
Do you? That almost
The
happened.
phone wanted to eat it.
Oh hell.
Hey, man.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt. Yeah.
See, I found the lights that you got.
No.
No.
See, what I want to talk about.
Yes.
Talk about this. I would love to get more people walking in the door every day. I need them to come see me. Somebody put out a nasty rumor that I had died.
You had told me about this. That was why I put a priority of bringing you back in.
No. I'm looking alive.
It's not the lights. It's that overhead.
It is.
And there's no way to turn that off. Huh?
No, we're good.
We're good. Okay.
We're good.
So somebody put a rumor out that you died.
Yeah.
What?
I had lung cancer last year.
Yeah, but
And
how did you die?
it was in the paper, but people thought I died, and so I just haven't been getting enough traffic. So I got to express. This is going to be my 36th year. I'm more alive than ever. I'm a phoenix. I will rise again. We're coming back for the trendier menu. We're working on some new things to offer. Like the 30 and below. There's. I want to stress that we were one of the only restaurants in Baton Rouge to receive one of America's top 50 restaurants in the New York Times.
Yes.
Why is that? Because we do things right. We're not getting it out of off the truck, out of a bag. Mama is in there cooking from scratch. Okay, baby. I came in at 6 o'clock, 6:30 to make them biscuits. Do that bacon.
Ron, just a biscuit.
Do what?
He's saving it for lunch.
Look how good that was.
Oh, I'm not.
No
I will
pork.
put that. Yeah, I know. No
Oh,
meat on.
yeah,
No
it's
meat on a
Friday.
Friday. Yeah,
In the morning.
I will.
Or give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
No, this is Brian's. Yeah. Wrap it up in foil. Ooh.
All right, come on around to the microphone so we can we're getting started here in just a minute. I do have to read one more live read.
Okay.
And then
Yep, I'm gonna take all those plates. And I'm gonna show them off to the camera. Look at how that's plated, y'all.
Yeah, you got to come see us.
I will.
yeah, so she's never been there
I've never
before.
been. My mom and dad, they're from Houma, and I'm from Houma.
Got it.
And they're in town for the 20th birthday party.
Okay.
And so they actually wanted to go get breakfast in the morning. Okay. And I said, well, let me think, because we always
Okay.
go to the same old places. I need to come to see you.
Yes, right.
Look how pretty she looks in the camera.
Who?
We're on Facebook.
Oh,
Live.
okay.
Yeah, we're always on, so they can actually hear.
Okay,
you.
yeah.
We're always on. So what's going to happen is we're going to do the segment on the air,
Mhm.
and then we're going to encourage people to go to the Facebook. So
Okay.
I can show all the presentations.
Gotcha. Oh, this not my first rodeo. How many times I've been here?
4 or 5 at least.
Yeah.
Eight 8:37 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Gonna get you to Foodie Friday in exactly 60 seconds. That's how much time it's gonna take me to tell you about the folks over at One Bath and Closets, David Duvall and his team at One Bath and Closets. I cannot speak highly enough about the job that they do. And I can say that with confidence because they did my bathroom. Christy and I decided last year it was time for a refresh of the master bath. We called David at 400-8005, 400-8005. Got a hold of David Duvall. He came out, walked us through what was possible. And from there, just once it took over, and the results were absolutely fantastic. We went from the old school tub to the walk-in shower. Unbelievably thrilled with that. Went from having just one vanity between the two of us to having two. Just the upgrades included the lights, the new floors, just everything about the bathroom came out to where we just walked away unbelievably pleased. There's not an ounce of buyer's remorse within this, and I highly recommend you visit ONE, spell it out onebathandclosets.com, or just give David Duvall a call at 400-8005. All right, it's time for Foodie Friday, and we're continuing with our Lenten menus. We'll welcome back Miss Stephanie Ferries from Zealand Street. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How do I look?
You look fantastic this morning. I tell you look so.
I'm
alive. Well, we're gonna get to that part in a minute. By the way, we're gonna get to that part in a minute. But yes, I love having you in studio because normally when I come see you on the back end of lunch, you've been going at it for hours.
Yes.
You run the same schedule I do. So
Early.
by 1 o'clock, it's time to start sitting down, start thinking about kicking up a little bit. So I love having you on in the morning. Okay, yes, you said you're alive.
Yes.
Prove it. No. I heard a rumor, and this was because you were battling lung cancer not long ago, and somehow a rumor got out there that you had passed.
Right. Well, that's not true, as you can see.
Rumors of her demise have been exaggerated.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, I went through my chemo and my radiation, and I did very well. The doctors thought, and you have to keep going back for your scans and everything. But basically, he told me last time he doesn't see it. So the only thing I remain with is a lot of bills.
Well, yeah.
Yes, I'm fine, and I just really need to tell my customers I love them. I thank them for the first 35 years, but really we want 25 more.
Oh, absolutely.
So I need y'all to come see us at Zealand Street. We're doing it for real. We're doing it, every day except for Sunday. Got to go to church,
of course.
But Monday through Saturday, we're making real good food from scratch.
We're going to go through the menu of what you brought here. A couple of Lenten specials to be sure. God, looks so good already. And I'm just eyeing up the ahi tuna salad that I get pretty much every time I'm over there.
Exactly.
I need to branch out. You see, when I started going, it was the brisket. It was the brisket every time.
The brisket, man.
And yeah, but like once I started walking on a little bit of a lighter, healthier path.
Salads,
went
yeah.
through that, but the brisket's so
All right,
good.
we have a great salad menu, but today I brought you the ahi tuna.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the menu every day.
Yes.
Lunch starts at 11. Breakfast starts at 7:30 to 11. And on Saturday, breakfast goes to 1 p.m.
Yes.
But today I got you a medium rare ahi tuna, comes with blue cheese, walnuts, a little avocado, lemon, and raspberry vinaigrette.
Yes.
Nice and light, but tasty.
Yeah. And I will give it this testament here. It's great with the raspberry vinaigrette, but the last couple of times I've just got it without dressing. When you crumble that blue cheese around it and the flavor of tuna, I don't want to like the way that you have that peppered ahi tuna, the flavoring. I don't want to step on it.
You really don't need it.
Yeah, the job you do in the kitchen is phenomenal. I'll leave it alone. Let the masterpiece be the masterpiece. Now, what else do we got over here?
Right here we have today, one of today's specials is a baked lemon butter catfish.
Okay.
Daily we do lemon butter panade flounder. That's on the menu. But I add the catfish either fried or baked. So I brought you all the baked ones today.
Fantastic.
I also brought you a beautiful crawfish etouffee.
It is gorgeous.
Nicely seasoned, beautiful colors. But as a lunch special on Fridays, we're offering during the Lenten season a crawfish pie to go with it.
So I'm looking at these little crawfish pies over here. This is, normally when you think of a crawfish pie, some folks think of the handheld. Yeah, the folded, the handheld, like a crawfish version of a meat pie.
I do these a couple of times a year, like for St. Patty's Day next Saturday. We're going to be outside in the parking lot selling jambalaya, crawfish pies, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits.
Yep.
Starting off in the morning, and then for lunch we go to
wait, the parade passes y'all, right?
Right. So we're on the parade route next Saturday. It's a beautiful day for you and your kids. Come by and see us at Zealand Street. Walk over. Get there early.
Well, yeah.
Get there early because that neighborhood kind of shuts down.
Yes, it does.
But the parade starts at noon, and it comes around Zealand Street it starts about 12:30, 12:40 by the time it comes or snakes around.
Yeah. Yeah, and because the other side of the overpass is just beyond chaos.
Crazy.
If you're out with the family, you want to be before the overpass, to be sure. We got Miss Stephanie in from Zealand Street with us, talking a little bit about the Lenten menu, but also the everyday menu. You got some changes on the way?
We got some trendier things coming because we're looking for a new audience to add on to what we've done for the last 35 years. So we're just on the weekends, we're adding some egg benedicts, different types, salmon, a brisket benedict.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, baby, it's coming.
Okay.
So, and then we're adding, of course, we're going to put on the everyday menu the shrimp and grits, that kind of stuff. But I do it my way.
How is your way? What
I kind of cook down my vegetables first. I do red onions, tomatoes, a couple other little things. I put my seasoning in the pot like some Middle Eastern cultures do. And it comes together very well. You add your shrimp and a couple of secret ingredients at the end.
Okay. That sounds more like you're making a shrimp creole to add to the grits.
Almost.
Okay.
Kind of like that. Yeah.
Very, very nicely done.
You're old enough to understand that.
Yes. Well, you do them separate, then you bring them together. It's
exactly.
It's not a cut and paste.
It's
thing.
not an etouffee or anything like that. Yes,
absolutely. We got Miss Stephanie in from Zealand Street for Foodie Friday today. When we get to our break, which is coming up about 5 minutes from right now, when we get to our break, I'm going to try everything, or as much as I can during the break, because I have a feeling that once I get on that etouffee, we might just have to clock out and go home.
Right home.
But that's all coming up when we get to it. When we get to Your Money Now on the air, that'll be on the Facebook Live end. But before that, and we'll get back into the food in a second, but I got to mention the New York Times came to town and recognized you in Zealand Street.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Tell the story, the whole story.
Well, we were one of two restaurants in the state of Louisiana, but we were the only one in Baton Rouge, was recognized as one of the top 50 and favorites in Baton Rouge. So what the author, the guy that did my interview, and did the article told me, because he continues to come back, is he would peek into my kitchen, and every time he would actually see us doing manual labor, like peeling the sweet potatoes, peeling the potatoes, cutting the chuck roast to grind for the hamburgers or the meatloaf. Right. So cutting the pot roast and, smoking the brisket. So he's like, you're not getting this off a truck, are you? Right. And I was like, no, sir, we're actually coming in and basically making everything except for the bread, of course, or something like that for your sandwiches, right, from scratch. Our team, I have a great team that really shows up every day for Zealand Street. And why do we do this? Because I love you, because I want to keep you healthy. The problem of going through the cancer is I was able to understand that it was because I've been feeding myself good food, healthy food, that I were able to come out of it. Yeah. I didn't get sick, actually. I came to work every day. Yeah. So with real food, you're feeding your body what you need. Right. Okay.
Right. And this spills over into so much discussion. Like, there's discussions in Washington right now about the importance of real food. We're seeing changes in state. And I don't want to get political on this, but like we're seeing more and more of an adoption of the idea that, yes, food is fuel. Exactly. What your input is going to result in your output. What you actually take in affects the way you behave, affects the way you think, affects the way you act, affects your level of energy and how you can attack your day.
Exactly. So early on, I located that if I fed my kid and myself something real and something good, they wouldn't go to school with brain fog and not be able to perform on their tests. I would be able to come in and deal with all the issues that come up in the restaurant every day if I was fogged down with heavy processed food, too much preservatives. Mm-hmm. So that's why I eat a vegetable omelet almost every morning with some turkey or something in it, or some hash browns. Everything's that we did. Yeah. So I thank the New York Times and I thank Baton Rouge for coming out, but I need for people to come in and see me more often. How about that?
That's fair. That's fair, and it's always a good time when you do, because you never know who you're going to run to. I mean, it's not just. Well, no, it's not just. Right. It's not just the back of the house. It's at work out there. If you have a business lunch and you want to sit down and get yourself a little room to get down to business, but also making sure you're fueling back up again, it is a great spot.
We actually feed the gamut of some of the Baton Rouge. Yeah. So I look around and I see who's there, but I also need the young mother to come in and show her kids what real food is, what green beans are, what butter beans are, lima beans, mustard greens. Because you're not going to find that in any other restaurants. We're doing about 20 fresh vegetables every day. Yeah. We're doing the pot roast, the brisket, the red beans and rice, the white beans.
We got Stephanie Ferries in from Zealand Street, and we're about to dig in here as we get towards Your Money Now on the air, Facebook Live. We'll get the taste test and the reviews for everybody on the way back in. Before we get to break, is two more things I want to cover real quick. Number one, there's this dude, I forget his last name, Rhett. He was doing the best burgers in Baton Rouge.
Oh, Mr. Sandusky.
Yes. So he came in here as he was wrapping up his whole best burgers in BR. He came in and I wanted to get a whole recap of it. And he said his next mission was going to be best breakfast.
I saw it yesterday for the first time.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it. Okay. But I know that I sent them out to you, and I know he showed up.
Thank you. Yes, he did.
And you could ask me. When he was in here, I said, you've got to go. If you're mapping out that list, Zealand Street's got to be on it. I think you were either the first or second stop.
I might have been the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how'd that go?
Oh, it went really well. I didn't know who he was, basically, and went out there and spoke with him. And I actually took him back in the kitchen. We were grinding the hamburger meat.
Okay.
And he's like, nobody grinds their own hamburger meat anymore. And I was like, well, I need to grind it because I know I didn't put any pork in it. I didn't put any red dye in it. And I can't be sure what the other guys put in theirs.
Right.
So that's why I do it myself.
Awesome. So yeah, check him out. It's just at Rhett on TikTok if you wanted to look up breakfast in Baton Rouge. All right, we got Your Money Now coming your way on the air. We'll check Your Money Now. We'll get another check of traffic. On Facebook Live, stick around. I'm about to stuff my face and tell you all about it. This is Foodie Friday right here on Talk 107.3 FM. We got Miss Stephanie from Zealand Street. Stick around.
got a microwave if we need to, but I'm sure it's good, Miss Stephanie.
You want to try it on camera, or you just gonna taste it and tell them?
No, I'm gonna taste a little bit of everything, and I taste, take notes, and then share it on the way back in. So.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I'm about to hold on. I'm about to pop over there as soon as I get out of your money now.
You want to put it in something else?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
That's too much.
And I tell you, I do
Okay.
cheat and I use
Ooh,
ranch.
So let me start with this.
I use a little ranch on my pepper shrimp tuna.
You do?
I love it with ranch. Tuna with ranch.
All right, what am I trying first?
Oh, I just put you a little bit in there.
Fantastic.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this. This looks so good, y'all. This tuna. Is it good?
Well, it was just made this morning. So I'm a Mississippi girl in a Louisiana world. So I bring something different to my etouffee, my gumbos.
You
and
do.
things
What
like
part of
that.
Mississippi?
I'm from Jackson, Canton area.
So I used to work at an auction house, and
Oh,
I visited Canton.
Mm.
I know. Let me see something, y'all. I'm gonna try that fish, Miss
Here you go,
Stephanie.
take a bite.
Oh, crap. I don't think I've ever had your green beans before.
Hold on, let me get
No.
out.
No.
Oh yeah, they're blanched.
I always get the greens or the okra
yeah.
or
All right,
whatever.
Let's see.
How about a pie? Do you
Yeah,
want
do
the
pie
pie?
next, sure. Awesome.
Oh my
Hell, I
God,
can just eat that by hand.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Miss Stephanie. Wow.
Now vegetables taste. I don't use any pork in the vegetables. I bring the essence of each vegetable. I honor each vegetable
As it is.
and add to
That's
it.
good. Okay, so let me try a piece of this tuna. Let's see. I'm gonna do this little piece right here. So you said, Brian, don't do the dressing, right?
He doesn't.
I don't normally do the dressing, but the dressing's awesome too. So
Yeah, it's good.
Oh my God.
you the crust is handmade.
No, I didn't make the crust.
Okay.
Not today, but I do when I have time. Oh God! But you kind of like half bake it, and then you
And that's
make
just,
your
I mean,
crawfish. You
what's the
put-
difference between the etouffee and what's in here?
It's just more crawfish. Then you add a little bit of thickener so it can thicken up.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
add that to that with a little bit of cheese on it. Is it nice and flaky though?
Yeah. But
Mmm.
so I think the crust kind of absorbs some of the seasoning, or because it doesn't pop as much. The etouffee, the Trinity pops.
Okay.
Trinity pops first on the etouffee. In fact, on the etouffee, you could smell the Trinity before you even taste it. So,
well, I haven't made them up today. I'll probably add a little bit more the mixture on top of because I wanted to make sure it had enough crawfish in it.
I like it all. I would say.
Did you get a pie?
I can't eat shellfish.
Oh, okay.
I would love to. I'm allergic to shellfish.
Shrimp
Miss
and
Stephanie. I'm allergic to
and
shrimp, too.
crawfish.
I wish I could. You know what? The green beans are my favorite. I'm a vegetable girl, though.
Oh, okay. Well, we offer 20 different vegetables Monday through Friday.
That's fantastic.
Mustard greens, carrots,
I like
coleslaw,
catfish.
potato salad. So what did you give up, Brian?
Filet.
oh, I don't really give up anything.
You don't?
I try to work on something.
Okay.
And
Your character, you mean?
Yes.
Some green beans. That's all I want. That's all I want is the green beans.
Well, if I was Catholic, I'd be working on mine too. How about that?
And I also try to make at least once a week go to daily mass.
Okay.
So
I tell you what, I had a lot of support from a lot of Catholic people. Sacred Heart, St. Aloysius, Father Billy Michael prayed with me. Do I have any fans on Facebook? We got any?
On Facebook, yeah.
Do we have any people on? Do y'all have your steady?
8:55 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Foodie Friday rolling right along. Got to dig in on everything that Miss Stephanie brought by from Zealand Street. Except I haven't dug in on the ahi tuna because I know that by heart. So
there you go.
I don't even need a lyric sheet because I know what I'm getting there. Which, by the way, so I could review this without having notes on this one. The pepperiness of the tuna, the black pepper in the tuna, it pops, but it doesn't overtake the taste of the tuna. When you just lightly sear a tuna, you said it was medium rare. I think it's probably a little more to the rare side, like rare plus.
Mm-hmm.
When you lightly sear a tuna, you get so much flavor that just comes out of it. And then you got that little blue cheese crumble that goes along with the lettuce and the pecans. Or is it pecans? No, it's walnuts. When you combine those, the walnuts bring a sweetness to it.
Exactly.
So when you contrast the sweetness of the walnut with the pop of the black pepper with the flavor of the blue cheese, it's awesome. So we already know that one. I want to talk about the etouffee because that's what the catfish, the lemon butter catfish, so buttery, so good. And it's just the whole way through. And it's not like a buttery, like a weigh you down buttery.
Right.
It's an accent to the catfish, which I think is awesome. But the crawfish etouffee, as before I even take a bite, you could smell the Trinity. You could you could smell the step-by-step process of making the etouffee.
Well, there's a secret to getting your Trinity to crisp up and for your seasonings to melt while it's cooking on low. You're gonna add your seasonings and a little bit of oil.
Okay.
And that gets the flame to go through the heat to make the Trinity kind of cook but be crisper.
Yes.
And then to actually heat up your seasoning before you add a liquid.
Okay. So now a lot of folks, they'll cook down their Trinity. If they add the liquid too soon, you're just cooking it down to nothing.
Yeah.
But the way you do it allows it to remain with the flavors of the onion.
Right.
So yeah, that's but that pops before you even taste it. Now there's also a good bit of black pepper pop in the crawfish etouffee as well.
Exactly.
So I taste
just a little bit.
No, it's just a little bit because from there the crawfish is the third thing you taste.
Well, that's what I want to shine is the freshness of the crawfish.
Yes. So it goes Trinity hits you first, black pepper second, and then the crawfish just takes over the rest of it. And there's a smoothness to what makes that etouffee as well. What is it that brings it all together like that?
I have a secret stock that I add to it. How about that one?
Oh, killing me.
I'll tell you off camera.
All right. And then, of course, you brought some green beans in with you. And you were saying during the break, you don't add the bacon to the green beans. You don't
none of our vegetables. If you're a vegetarian, you could come in and eat our vegetable plate. That's 4 vegetables. But if you know how to season well and cook, you don't have to add pork. But I am hearing that more people want so I may be adding in the future a bowl of turkey necks or a bowl of pork necks on the side.
Oh,
so you can get that with your let's say your red beans or your veggie plate, and you can just sit there and.
Well, unbelievably enough, today was the first time I've ever tried your green beans.
Oh my goodness!
Because I get the greens every time I go.
Okay.
So, I mean, either.
But everybody loves salad. My really, really green garden green beans.
Oh yeah, same.
They're
and
not cooked down. They're not mushy.
No.
You're getting your nutrients.
Yes, you are getting all of the nutritional value of them, and you're not losing out on flavor at all. We got 30 seconds to go on air. We're going to stick around with Facebook Live for just an extra minute or so. Give folks the address and the hours.
All right. Well, Zealand Street is at 2031 Perkins. It's at the corner of Zealand and Perkins, 1 block from 100 Oaks. We serve Monday through Friday, breakfast 7:30 to 11. Lunch starts at 11 till 2. Saturdays brunch or breakfast 7:30 to 1.
Moon's next. We'll see y'all on Monday. Facebook, stick around for one more minute.
All right. That was wonderful. It went by
so
fantastic.
Quick. No, I know. It went by very, very fast.
Oh my goodness.
So thank you again for coming in. Oh, well, we're still on Facebook
Okay,
Live.
that's okay.
So before we sign off with Facebook Live, if you were recommending one menu item for someone coming in, whether Catholic or not, whether they're abstaining from meat or not, give them that one menu item that comes from the top of the food chain.
Well, the pot roast. Everybody probably starts with the pot roast. It's a chuck roast that we slow cook for about 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans, or you can change your vegetable or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you like beef, starts with that.
Yep.
Or, they say our hamburgers are the best also.
I have not had a hamburger over there yet. I'm a creature of habit. The pecan smoked brisket's beyond compare. So anyway, thank you as always for coming in.
Love you, Baton
appreciate
Rouge.
We'll see y'all Monday.
All righty, guys.